first time that you bang a guy after realizing it has got to be awesome, right? Or no, maybe it's scary. Maybe you were nervous.
I was gonna say stressful. Be like, I better be fucking right. That's like almost like cutting the wire at the end of the movie. Like it's either red or blue. It's either red or blue. Like I'm going blue. This better be right.
I mean, honestly, it's like, how did I do that for 12 years?
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. I tried to sleep in today, didn't work out. I told you that last night, right?
Yeah, it worked out for me.
I said I'm going to sleep in, maybe even come in late. Total opposite. I woke up at like 6 today. Didn't have the kids, didn't have anything, but these days when I wake up, I'm up. So I did a little 1 Minute Man, and then I started to watch the Paris Hilton documentary. Mm-hmm. Also, that movie on Netflix is out, the one with Tom Holland, like the really bleak one in the South.
I heard it's okay.
Oh, really? Didn't live up to the hype?
I think the trailer looks awesome. I'm going on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw Rotten Tomatoes had it like a 67.
Interesting. I thought that was going to be a smash hit. But either way, I woke up and I had left my windows open and the air conditioner on. And it was cold as fuck in my apartment because I woke up and there was a chill in the air. It was at 6 a.m. It was like 50 flat. I almost had a 4 handle, which is like right woke up shivering like. And when there's a chill in the air, that means that the season has turned. Shay said to me yesterday in the car, she said, "Daddy, is the summer over?" I said, "You goddamn right it is." She said, "What is it?" And because she said, "Is it fall because the trees still have leaves?" And I said, "You're fucking right, Shay." The leaves do. They still have leaves. So how could it be fall if they haven't fallen yet? But the season has turned. It's turned to sad boy season. Sad boy season is here.
I'm so excited. It actually came a little earlier this year than expected.
Yeah, it crept up. It was like hot. Boom. Crisp.
I mean, I didn't even know it was coming yesterday. Today also I was walking around with a sweatshirt on. But it happened very, very fast. And I think tomorrow it's going to turn back to summer.
That's what sucks, though. Once you flip the switch, like I will dress that way, I will act that way, and I will think that way. Thursday is going to be 80 degrees, and I'm going to be sweating.
That's what's going to happen.
And I will be still like, if I was into coffee, I'd be drinking hot coffee.
Yeah.
I would be wearing my sweatshirts.
Once I decide to make the switch,
it's over.
The switch is done. It does not get flipped back until next summer.
Right.
That's it. I'm in sweatshirts now.
So now it's time to be sad.
It is.
From here on out. Sad boy.
Again, we've had this discussion before with the seasonal affective disorder people where it's like, come on, guys. like, welcome to my world.
Yeah, it's a little bit more 365 over here when we're talking about the emotions of it all. Welcome.
But it's very nice because there's just a sense of camaraderie in sad boy season and in fall, and obviously, because there's just something about it where everyone's like, look, we're gonna hunker down. Mm-hmm. It's like we're gonna hibernate. Like we're gonna hunker down in dark bars.
Get your pack or your den or whatever. Get in the cave,
and we'll just sit there. We'll watch football and we'll drink whiskey and we'll listen to like Chris Stapleton and Tyler Childers and Johnny Cash.
Talk dirty to me,
baby. I made a playlist on Spotify called Sad Boy Season. It's about 7 hours, and I'm gonna keep adding to it. It is just fucking awesome.
7 hours.
It is so good.
It's so many songs.
And honestly, it was just like the songs I have on my playlist.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go look.
You just formalized it.
It was just like, oh, these are songs I have saved.
Yeah.
Add.
All your most recent Sad Boy.
100%. I remember when it was like there was like a Spotify like viral tweet where it was like, I didn't know you could look for like my most played or whatever it is. They keep an app for like your most played songs.
Yeah.
And it was like, screenshot that and let the people judge. And I went and looked at it and I was like, I don't
know about that.
This one.
The people, they're gonna judge.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, he is who we thought he was. Like it was just like,
want to crown him. He's a sad boy.
Taylor Swift, Juice WRLD, and fucking Chris Stapleton. Like,
yeah, it's like suicide, depressed, love feeling, and Stapleton just like crooning about like life and death. I mean, it's it's a lifestyle. It's not a season. It's a lifestyle.
It's why I've always said that I like snowstorms better than rainstorms, which sucks living in New York because it doesn't snow here. Because when it snows, there's also a sense of camaraderie with just people, where it's like, we got something we're gonna beat. But when it rains, it's just you have to go about your day wet. No one cares.
I do like thunderstorms at night though. When
Yeah,
you don't have to go out.
I'm not anti-rain.
Right.
It's just rain is not
It
as
doesn't
good as
present
snow. Rain doesn't provide you with an excuse for anything. You can't be like,
There's no
sorry,
rain
I'm
days,
late
there's
for
snow
work.
days.
It rained.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, what does that mean?
Right.
And then like snow, you can just be like you look out and there's some snow on the ground. No work today.
Yeah,
Like,
snow days are coming, or like you got to stock up.
Remember that time
or,
Dave got mad at me because I didn't go to work when it was literally it'd been snowing for like
There was like 3 feet.
like
Yeah,
3 weeks straight, and my car was in an alley that hadn't been plowed. I'm like, dude, it's
impossible.
I'd have to
to get
shovel this whole alley. Like, and again, I'm not a construction man. Like, I'm working. I'm just at home.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm still
I don't
writing
need to
blogs
be
and
there.
stuff.
Yeah. It's like, would you rather me miss a day of vlogging to shovel a
Right.
whole alley?
Yeah, I'd have to
But,
shovel
you know.
an entire alley. The whole alley I'd have to shovel. It was like 4 feet or something. Like, I took a picture outside. Again, I think this is all pre-DevNest. Took a picture from my balcony to my alley where my car is parked. You just couldn't see any of the cars in the alley. It was like, I had to shovel everyone out of here. Go knock on everyone's door.
They
like,
have to
"Can you
move their
come move your
cars, and then I get to drive. Fuck out of here. Yeah, but so you're right. It's you know the especially now everybody's a little extra melancholy, a little extra sad.
Yeah.
And the gear is here. Sad boy season. If you're watching right now, these are some of my favorite shirts you've ever put out because it has a you're like an artist.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah. Well, it's your artwork.
It's my artwork.
It's yours doodle and it's your handwriting, and that makes it show the people.
There it is.
Sad boy season with a little droopy stick figure.
Yeah, it's like a little play on life is good.
Right. It's the polar opposite. Life is bad. Sad boy season, and on the back it has some it has the address like kind of scribbled on the bottom corner, but it makes it feel like it's like almost like like is that a Banksy? It's like is that a Feidelberg? when these pop off one day when we're famous, it'll be like that's his handwriting. That's
And we have
his
some other
signature.
cool ones.
That's
I'm just
fucking
gonna
cool.
work on this
I
one
like
for
the couch
now.
one. The stick figure laying on the couch.
Yeah.
That feels extra depressing. That's Owen Wilson in Wedding Crashers, like reading "Don't Kill Yourself" books. Laying on the couch. So it's here. The gear will be out. The crisp is in the air, and Sad Boy season is here. And when you're hunkered down, living Sad Boy season in a dark bar, on your couch, drink some Screwball whiskey. What better way to celebrate Sad Boy season when you're drinking dark liquor in a dark place than to have it with a little extra kick to it? It's like Screwball whiskey's like, we're not like that depressed.
Yeah.
We still want a little sugar in it, a little flavor to it, a little
Screwballs
sweetness.
for the seasonal effectives.
Yeah. The Johnny Come Latelys over here.
You know what I
still
was doing
like-
this morning, by the way, speaking of seasonal effective? Setting up my fucking light.
You're fucking.
I feel good.
It's like your tanning booth inside.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna fix the problem.
It will. Vitamin D helps it.
Sure. That is like, you're going to war and you're like, well, I'll bring a slingshot. It's going to help me a little bit. It's better than not.
Yeah, slingshot dough is how you beat Goliath.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, that is true. It's like
We're facing 4 Goliaths. What is that from? No, it's Michael Scott.
4 Goliaths? I don't remember that one.
When in the China episode, you keep going, I'm look up the quote.
So Screwball, it's for when, if it's a little bit of both. If you want to, you got to share a shot of whiskey or, drink it on the rocks or in a glass 3-4 fingers worth when you got some shit to work through. But also you're still like good that, you want a little sweetness and you want a little flavor to it. That's what Screwball whiskey provides you. It's got a peanut butter flavor. So there's it goes down smoother. It has a familiar taste that you love, a little sweetness from your childhood. And that makes it good to shoot straight or to mix up with other cocktails. What is it?
All right. So it was wrong. It's not the China episode. It's a business school episode, and it's when he's talking to Ryan's business class, and he's telling them that Dunder Mifflin will survive. So I'll tell you one thing: Dunder Mifflin is here to stay. Business school student. But how can you compete against a company with the resources of a nationwide chain? Michael Scott. David will always beat Goliath. Business school. But there's 5 Goliaths. There's Staples, Office Max, Michael Scott. Yeah. You know what else is facing 5 Goliaths? America. Al-Qaeda, global warming, sex predators, mercury poisoning. It's only 4.
Mercury.
Sex predators.
That's just brilliant writing. It's so fucking good. So yeah, if you're facing a Goliath, you got to deal with sex predators and mercury poisoning. You got to have a little your favorite cocktail to get you through. Go with the Screwball whiskey. You can mix it up and do a little, maybe like a little peanut butter and jelly. When you mix it with some grape soda or juice, you could do it just as a dessert with a big scoop of ice cream. You can turn it into like an adult milkshake, or like I said, you can just do shots of it, keep it straight. They're also a great company that's helping out a lot of great causes around the country with helping the Bartenders Guild and the children of restaurant employees. So during a tough time here in COVID, Screwball's making sure to give back with all their sales. They're donating $250,000 to the bartenders, $100,000 to the children of employees, $100,000 to the Restaurant Association in California. California needs all the help they can fucking get, man. So go to get some Screwball, the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey. It's available near you at 70 proof. Screwball whiskey, peanut butter whiskey is the perfect shot or perfect addition to your favorite cocktail. Pick it up at your local store or get it delivered today. Get ready to get screwed. Hashtag get screwed. Go to screwballwhiskey.com for more information. Enjoy responsibly. Advertisement by Screwball Whiskeys LLC, San Marcos, California. Whiskey with natural flavors, caramel color, 35% alcohol by volume. Screwball sad boy season is here. You know who's a sad boy right now? Your partner and your teacher,
My mentor, really.
Mentor, that's the word. You're the protege, you're the pupil, he's the teacher. Marty, Dr. Rat, is in a world of hurt. And I imagine this is going to have to be a big part of Making a Gambler, so I can't wait for next episode, because he made a bet, and he lost that bet, and he's supposed to be delivering on it because the gambling crew is very mad at him and saying that he can't get the gambling maloik off of him until he follows.
What now?
The maloik.
I don't know this
Maloik
word.
is like I think the Italians say it. It's like like
I'm
a
making
stank.
a point not
It's
to
got
learn
like
Italian
yeah.
phrases.
We should probably just avoid it. But it's the stank on you. You got the maloik. You got the mush, because you get superstitious around here. And he said that Ja Morant was going to win Rookie of the Year, and if he didn't, he would shave his head. Ja is now. I would argue if I was Marty.
No, he said Ja Morant was not going to win.
Correct.
Ja did.
Correct.
Yeah, he said
But
Zion
did he?
was
Did they
gonna
give
win.
it out?
Yes, Ja won. Ja
Okay.
won. Ja. Well, Jesus, that's tough.
Yeah.
Ja won by a long shot.
Because
Ja
I knew.
got
I mean, I
one
knew
vote.
it was
Zion
in the
got
books.
one vote.
But
Ja, Zion, and
Ja,
Ja.
yeah, that's
All right,
gonna be
they
tough.
have me in a figure 4 leg lock right now.
I wasn't sure if it was fully announced. We all knew that was going to happen. If I was Marty, I would have said, we'll cross this bridge when it officially happens, but I didn't realize it did.
I think it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I didn't know they had already given out all the awards, so
They haven't given out MVP yet, I don't believe. But
they wait till like, the
did
finals
Rookie
for
of
that
the
one.
Year.
It's crazy. So he is now being told he's got to shave his head. And like I have an outstanding bet. I'll help him out here. I'll throw my name in the ring just so maybe I can take some heat from him. I'm supposed to come myself and jump off a bridge. And but
Wait, what's that? Is that because the Wilpon sold?
No, last year I said if Pete Alonso goes for 50 and 120, I was like, are you kidding me? I'll come myself and jump off a bridge. And then he did it. Because it was back when that was just like, even if you think Pete's going to be a good player, there's nobody's going to hit 50 home runs. And he hit 53. And I think in the final 2 games of the season, he got to 120. And so, I get chirped.
I got one too. And mine, I'm going to let him do it. But mine is Marty owes me a tattoo.
Right.
So I am going to let him do it. He just has to learn how to use a tattoo gun.
And the Rocket has to snort a grasshopper.
Yeah.
We gave White Sox Dave a hard time for not chaining himself to the statue, which he then eventually tried to do, but faked it. Remember, he ran away during the Thunder and he wasn't really chained there.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
You ended up doing it before
I did
him.
it before that. Yeah.
So it's there's a long history of people making.
That was the weirdest thing too, when they tried to catch me in a lie, because they were like, "You just used that to come to Chicago," and I was like, I mean, I had dinner when I was in Chicago, yeah. But I went to Chicago to go do that.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Chicago to hang out with Dante.
By the way, it's like, why
I
would
love
you?
Dante, but I wouldn't go to Chicago to hang out with him.
But
If I'm in
also,
Chicago,
if
I'll
you
hang out
wanted
with
to
you.
go to Chicago, you would just go to Chicago.
Right.
Why would you need an excuse?
I think they called me on the dog walk the next day and be like, "Is there any truth to the rumor you just want to work to pay for this trip?" I'm like, for a Southwest round trip flight to Chicago, it's like $150.
If I'm gonna scam work, it's gonna be better than this. I promise you that. So there's a long history of people, maybe writing some checks their ass can't cash, but it's usually something like you're okay with getting the tattoo. whatever. In my case, you know, Clem warned me. He was like, if there's any problems with the Steve Cohen deal, like, it's because of you, and you're gonna have to do it. But like that went through, and I get some Mets fans chirping me, but not really. The problem with Martin J. Mush is that he has, you know, Big Cat and all the gamblers, and like it's out there. It's a part of all of our 35 gambling shows. It's a part of their content, so everybody's talking about it, and everybody's on a cold streak gambling. And so if he doesn't shave his head, it feels like he's gonna like lose his job. He's getting kicked off of shows. People won't do
Someone
content
said
with him.
he has to shave it or quit.
Yeah,
Which
right.
is like I get in gambling that's all
Shave or quit.
much more serious.
Hashtag shave
But
or
like,
quit.
I would just be like, dude, it's okay.
Yeah,
Like
well-
I would like. Dude, I'm like such a fucking pussy when it comes to winning bets. Like that's why I don't.
I wouldn't even make you pay up,
I
you know?
wouldn't. I don't
Yeah.
make bets with friends. 'Cause I'm
Say
just
the
like,
1,000.
I'm like,
That's
don't
it's
worry about
okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's- yeah,
I'm with you on that, and especially
There's like an episode of New Girl where like, fucking Winston is like mad at Nick because he didn't pay his $1,000 or whatever it is. He's like, you lost me $1,000 in gambling last night. We were playing poker at the house. I'd be like, don't worry
It's
about
all
it.
good.
I was like, I had fun.
Speaking of
$1,000
New
worth
Girl,
fun.
What's the black guy's name? Damon Wayans Jr. What's his name? Whatever his name is.
Damon Wayans Jr.
No, whatever.
Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a Netflix movie out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a algorithm movie type of bad on purpose almost. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's so bad.
Is it comedy?
It's a rom-com. It's called Love Uninterrupted or something like that. The premise, and it's got She's All That Girl, Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh, where's she been?
Exactly. So she has done virtually nothing, absolutely nothing of note since She's All That. But it sounds like now she produces things and then she just puts herself in them. So that's like the only way she makes movies. And this movie is he's on a dating app. And the rules, the fine print says, it's called Love Guaranteed is the app. And he's like, you guaranteed me love. I have not found love. I'm suing you. And the fine print says you have to go on 1,000 dates. And he's like, I'm on 986 and I have not found love and I want you to take the case. She's the lawyer. And he's this great guy and he's like awesome. And there's a class action lawsuit against this company. And it is staggeringly bad.
I mean, it sounds awesome. So,
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, and I watched it and I was like, this is so bad. Like, how does it end? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know how to do it.
986 dates. I've been on 0 in my life, so he's way ahead of me.
Yeah, this is the opposite. You guys are the polar opposites. Anyway, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm not, when you're not like a gambler and you don't have it in your blood, I don't care about like welching on bets for the most part. I don't care about this silly stuff. And I do have sympathy for the real world mixing with the Barstool world. And that's why it really kind of is important. If, depending on, you got to be honest with yourself. It's like, can you make the tattoo bet? Can you make the hair bet? Can you make the semi-permanent or fully permanent appearance changing bets? And if you can't, you shouldn't make them.
No.
Because
I mean,
they
Marty,
will come to roost.
I can't decide whether he's in a better spot or a worse spot because of his hair situation. Now, it's pretty
Right,
clear
it goes both ways.
Marty's losing his hair.
Marty is
doesn't
afraid-
have much time left with that loved one.
So that's what I would think. Marty is afraid it's not going to grow back, which is
a reasonable fear.
Absolutely. My logic is if you already don't like your hair and you think it's bad, and we're going down this road and it'll probably be gone in a couple years anyway, just, take control of it now. I've always said if I ever got sick, I had cancer, I was doing chemo, I would shave it before I let it fall out. I'd be like, I'm going to decide.
I'm taking the reins here.
Right,
I'm
not
in
cancer,
control of my
me.
life.
Yeah. And in this case, Marty is fully out of control of his life because he's letting others and the gambling gods decide it. But I would say to myself, it's not like hair is my strong suit anyway. It's not going to grow back. Might not grow back because it's thin or whatever. Let me just shave it now. And then I'll please the gambling gods and the guys at work, and I will start my new life. What does SVP say? Come on home.
Yeah.
But the other logic is, if you had like a full head of hair, you had great hair, you can shave it and it will come back, and it'll just be a little bump in the road. And
I've considered shaving it in solidarity.
Wow.
I'm not going to do it, but it crossed my mind.
I thought about it for a split second and quickly said no.
I just wanted to throw it out there. Like, I considered taking the bullet for you.
I mean, the real problem with that, right?
What?
I mean, Erica Fleischman will chop your head off.
Right.
She'll be like, oh, you cut your hair off? I'm going to cut your head off. There's no more hair on your head because there's no more head on your shoulders.
By the way, speaking of Fleischman, shout out to them.
Did you see that commercial they did?
They're using our lines in it.
Are they?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
It was what it
Erica and Lee set up out in Montauk. They had this surfer with this like incredible hair, and they had all their products on the sand and in like this beach motif and theme.
Oh, this one's different.
Oh, okay.
This one is says, you know the line you came up with about the smell of our products and how your girlfriend will still want to lay in bed with the pillow after you get up. We're using that in a real commercial and it's shooting on Montauk and it's fire.
Hell
and I'm
yeah.
like, yo, what's up, girl?
Damn, shorty.
Just sniffing that pillow. That's how
Rolling
good it
around
smells.
in bed. Yeah, man. Look at us. We're basically making commercials now. Shit.
Promo code KFC at
FleshmanSalon.com.
30% off.
Yeah, 20%, and then you get an additional discount with the when you subscribe. So Marty's in a world of hurt because he's got a real life. Let's look at this hair here.
It's one of those
Is this
things-
right now? This is right now. Okay, so then last night he did the unthinkable, and he did like a half and half.
Yeah.
He went last night. He took the Manscaped clippers, promo code KFC at Manscaped, and he just went like zit, 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 and just took chunks out of his hair. And that is ridiculous. That when he shaved like the front half almost.
I think that's just his hairline.
Really?
Yeah, I think he
Oh.
pushes it
So then,
forward.
okay, then he needs to just shave his head. That's his natural
Dude,
hair.
that was part of making a game. He's like, I don't understand why there's so much more hair on this side of my head.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah,
'Cause
I
you got
don't
bad-
know what to tell you.
That looks like somebody took a bite out of his hair.
Right, that's
once
so much
you've done
worse than
that,
just shaving your head.
right? So he did. In classic fashion, Marty did. You did the worst of all.
But I also get it's like, say this hair is your wife, right? And she is dying. And she's gonna go.
I'm just
You're
gonna pull the plug.
I want to spend as much time with you as I can.
Definitely.
So that's why I understand the reluctance to shave it, but
For
also
sure.
there's part of it where it's like,
Okay, yes, but let's say your wife is on her deathbed. She's a vegetable. Marty's actually not that bad.
No, he's not that bad.
There have been worse in this office that were doing like the individual strands of hair combed over, and they went home to Bickett.
Marty's got years to go before he's one of the worst
Fully
hangers
bad.
on in the office.
I think at least he makes it sound like it's almost like medical, but yeah. But the counter to that would be like, you want to spend as much time as you can with her. But what if there's a problem on the other side of it? What if she's on her deathbed and you're spending like thousands of dollars a day to keep a vegetable alive and it's compromising your entire family's financial future? You got to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess
That's
you're
what's
right.
going. His financial future and his well-being at work and whatnot is in jeopardy. Now wait a minute. Put that back up, Nick. Give me a little full screen on that. That's not bad.
No.
Is that it? Like, are they satisfied with that? Because I'll be honest, if I was like pushing the other side of it, I'd be like, that doesn't count.
I want to say they told him he had to get it to a 3. That's what it looks like.
A 3?
Yeah.
Oh, Marty, get a 3. A 3 is like fine. He just has a fade now. He just has. I mean, I'm not saying it's my favorite haircut ever, but like
He looks fine.
He looks better.
I'd argue he looks better.
Yeah. So if what we're looking at now, and we'll put it in a clip, or you can go see it on Twitter at KFC Radio, or check Marty's Twitter. If that is enough to satisfy all the gamblers, then he
put
won't
it off
have
too
he will
long.
not have problems in his regular life with that hair.
No.
If that's enough. But let's say Breaking Marty has shaved his head, agreed to a
Shaved on length.
3 on top, 1
He
point.
looks fantastic,
Bro,
Marty.
okay. Now this argument has totally flipped to the other side. I am not a stickler for this stuff. I would be like, don't even worry about it. But if you're gonna be like, we gotta put his feet to the fire, a 3 on top and a 1.5 on the sides is just a haircut. Yeah. That's just a regular haircut that I would argue he already had.
That Marty's had a million times.
A 3 on top and a 1.5 on the sides is a haircut. That's not a
the
buzz
haircut
cut.
Marty has in the. Nick put out the side by side of season 1 and season 2 of us
Yeah.
in Game of the Gambler. That's just the haircut Marty had in season 1.
You guys really are aging like presidents. It's like a blogger gambling, and then within that you're doing it's like a blogger aging, and then within that you're doing gambler
yeah.
aging,
which I'm doing pretty good at. I guess I should have spoken up for Marty. If
you're doing good at gambling.
yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
So and you're like the closest to him, so you should maybe make the argument now. I can't believe you cut your fucking hair. You're gonna ruin my mojo. But it is the bigger discussion here.
yeah, that's just the haircut he has. It's a little short.
It got shorter on the sides,
but the top's the same.
And the top is what you worry about when you're worried about going bald. I tweeted out a video today because I actually made peace with Larry, my neighbor.
Oh, did you?
Larry, in my parking wars, if you listen to, I guess I did that on Mail Time. Mail Time's out yesterday, and then I've been tweeting about it. my neighbors leave notes on the car. If I park this way, they leave a note on my car saying, don't do this. If I park in a way that fixes that problem, well, now I'm too close to their driveway. And there's always a fucking note. But Larry, otherwise, is nice to me. The guy next to him is who I'm white trash with and I argue in the streets with. That guy, there can be no peace. But Larry, he came to me one time. I moved. Larry also puts the garbage can out to hold his spot. And one time I thought that the garbage can had just been thrown back by the garbage people on the ground. So I moved it and parked there. And he came over and was like, listen, I was actually leaving that there. And he's kind of being unreasonable about notes and garbage cans, but he also will talk to me about it. And because I'm a pussy, I'm just like, okay, whatever. You talk to me.
Yeah,
and
as long as you talk to me. Fine.
I said, listen.
You could be like, I don't want to kill you, but it's kind of just part of it. I'm like, hey, I get the gig, man.
As long as you came to me man to man. But I said, a man has a code he lives by, and Larry's code just happens to be like he's a stickler for parking. And so he came to me and said, I didn't realize that was your car. My bad. I would never have left a note for you. No. I think he just maybe. I don't know. I think if he saw the videos, he would have said like, you're not really going to burn down my house, are you? I think it was more that he just realized, like, oh, wait, that, like, he saw my car and me getting out of the car. I was like, oh, shit, that was Kevin's car. So he was like, I would never have done that to you. I know that you're from around here. I thought it was someone from not around here. And he's like, but your neighbor, I fucking hate her. So I also respect that this is just out of pure hate in his heart. He's like, and I guess they had an argument. She's new to the neighborhood, and her boyfriend was parking in a way that he didn't like. And he's like, she's got a real bug up her ass. But listen, I'm an Italian. I've got a bug up my ass. So I'm like, listen, he's owning up to everything here. Sure. So I'm like, you know what? We're good, Larry. I hope you don't have Twitter. But
what's Larry's age?
Probably like 60.
Okay.
Maybe 50s. He's like shaved, bicked head, retired now. If I had to guess, was probably like a fireman or something like that, or like.
Oh man, you're fucking with some real ones.
Yeah, maybe not fireman, but like definitely like a
city employee.
Yeah, like a court, maybe a garbage man, maybe sanitation, court clerk, something like that. But retired now and just like looking for fucking something to occupy his time. Honestly, I don't even know where I'm going anymore. I don't know why I brought that up. Fuck. What was I saying? Right before Larry.
Parking wars.
I made peace with them. Shit. It did tie into whatever we were just talking about with Marty and the bets and all that, but maybe it was just that. I guess maybe I was saying I'm not a stickler. I wouldn't have folded. Like I just kind of folded with Larry.
Yeah.
I guess.
That makes sense.
I forgot.
If we're talking about folding, I'm an easy folder.
Yeah.
I'll fold. Although if we're talking about gambling, I'm not an easy folder. Because people,
in what sense?
Like with like playing poker, like we were talking about like a friend's house.
Literally folding, yeah.
My friends stopped letting me play poker with them
because you were just like a renegade. Like you were just like
they didn't know how to read me.
Yeah, that's what's funny is like they're like you're supposed to fold, and it's like I'm not gonna just play by the rules that I know is gonna give you an advantage. Right. If you know that your buddy plays by the rules, I'm gonna fuck you up.
This was like back in the day when like this isn't like yesterday when like some fucking sharks won't let me play with them. Yeah. This is like probably like middle school, early high school.
I love that. I love the craze.
Everyone would like smoke cigars.
When
and
World Series of Poker first hit, and Chris Moneymaker and Norman Chad and everybody, I don't know about you guys, but like we bought like the real chips, and somebody had the real tabletop, the felt
in their basement,
and like. We put like a decent amount of money on the line. Everyone was learning how to shuffle the chips and all that stuff. I loved that. I would do that like right now. But the problem is once there's like real stakes and people are real sticklers and stuff, then it's not fun. I liked it when it was like fuck around.
7th grade and friends would be like, no. You
gotta fold, 9-8 offsuit.
With that, I'm like, yeah, and I fucking won with it, you piece of shit. Give me my chips. Not my fault. I don't know how to play, and you don't really either. You just think you fucking found my tell, you fucking 12-year-old. Like, come on, how'd you have that? Like, I couldn't read you. Like, no fucking shit. You can't read anybody, dude. You can barely read a book.
You're a master of body language now.
Yeah. You think you're fucking, what's his name in Lie to Me, the British guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I'm not going to say his name,
Pink,
though.
I think that was, he's in Reservoir Dogs, too. But that was a great show. When
we should have put that on our list of, like, canceled, right?
Yeah.
I got, like, one season, one and done.
I think it might have been 2, but that was a great, I love that show.
That was an awesome premise. So, anyway, I think where I was somewhere going, though, is like in the Barstool world, you can't, you got to balance both your real world and your Barstool world. And when they start to intersect, you got to decide whether you're going to honor the real world and look like an idiot with a haircut, or you're going to honor the work world. It's an important moment for Martin Mush.
It is, and I think he made the right decision. Because also, here's the thing too: the real world, at Barstool, your real world and your job world are very strongly connected, despite the fact that you think they're disassociated. Like
now, him a little bit more too. By the way, like his name is not Marty Mush, and he, I don't think he's as stupid as sometimes he may appear. So he's a little bit.
We're always
more
entertaining. Sometimes we fucking just. I always say we have our personalities, and then we just lean into them a little bit more.
Yeah.
So Marty's not the brightest guy, and maybe sometimes he exaggerates that a little bit. That's
Right.
just fucking called entertaining.
Right.
But like, if you do something where you're like, this will fuck up my real world, but like it might cost you your job world if you don't do it. Well,
That's
you lose
gonna
your
fuck
job,
up your
that
real
fucks up
world
your
too.
real world pretty quick.
And I don't know, man, Marty wasn't going to lose his job, but if every day he comes in, he's like, it's hell for him,
Right.
or he's the butt of every joke or whatever, or can't, it's like, all right, guys, I want to get back to like doing something else on Pick Central, and all we can talk about is my fucking hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to fuck with your real world much more, and I think everybody needs to like respect that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, listen, Marty, if he got away with this, if that haircut is satisfactory.
So they didn't believe him. This is happening right now. They made him go back to the barber, take a 3, and show that.
That it was.
That it's the right length.
Okay,
That would've been
and was it?
amazing yeah, I think so.
So bravo by Marty. They called bullshit on him. He went back. They put the number 3 guard on because they didn't think that was low enough. Because, like I said, so you know what this is? Whoever made the terms of the bet is an asshole.
Didn't know the bet.
They didn't know like what a 3 is, and they didn't know what it was going to look like. Marty looks great. Marty got a new haircut. No, great. I mean, whatever. But he's got a new haircut now, and he satisfied the bet, and so Marty wins. Marty is that guy who like these things just he's kind of Kramer-esque, where it's like it just worked out.
Yeah,
This is what he does. He said, "I'm a hustler. I'm just like." I get into problems and I get out of them, and so he wiggled his way out of this one. So congratulations, Martin Mush. You know who else is much like Marty Mush in the fact that he's an eccentric character with drama always swirling around him? Kanye West. Marty and Kanye, interconnected, 2 peas in a pod. Kanye's at it again. And I bet you when Kanye proposed to Kim, he got her a diamond from Blue Nile, because it doesn't matter whether you are just a regular cat or a guy like Kanye. BlueNile.com has beautiful diamonds and stones and jewelry that can range in price and will always be high quality. So whether you're just looking for a ring for your regular girl, or it's Kim Kardashian, Blue Nile has got you covered. 100,000 ethically sourced GIA graded diamonds in every shape and size, with endless selection that will help you get the ring of her dreams.
Now, sometimes we get product from advertisers.
Yeah.
Could we get a bag of diamonds?
Could we get a bag of diamonds?
I just want them in the studio.
Blue Nile. Where am I looking here? Blue Nile.
I just want to hold a bag of diamonds one day.
We would really be able to do this so much better if we had some product.
If I could look and see what kind of cuts we're working with.
Yeah.
Right? I bet they have all the cuts, but I'd like to inspect it.
Those things where you hold the monocle with your eye, and then you
I saw it
on
Uncut Gems. I know how it works.
Yeah.
I think,
you know what I've always wanted? A felt, like a velvet bag with the pull strings, and you shake it and go, and you pour them out, and there's just diamonds in your hands.
Like villains pay for like killings in movies. Like, that's what you use. Now, these aren't them. These are ethically sourced.
You pour them out onto like the little square, like soft kind of tray. Like, here you go. And they are kind of cut in like the perfect, and the light reflects. That's what Blue Nile's got, and you should send it over here if you want a perfectly well done ad read. Jewelry experts are available via the phone or chat to talk to you about your experience, because one of the most overwhelmed I've ever been is when you got to go down this road. It's like, I don't know,
dude,
anything about clarity and cut. And let me also just say my 2 cents. I'm not going to tell you to go get a piece of shit diamond, but get a big diamond and don't worry about the clarity as much.
Really?
I mean, think about it. Like, there's the cut, the carat, and the clarity, I think, are the 3 C's, right? And like, we're talking about things that you do need a fucking magnifying glass to
Yeah.
see. And even if I did give you a magnifying glass, would you even know? Have you ever heard of a girl looking at a girl's ring and being like, ooh, that looks a little
foggy.
cloudy? Yeah,
Yeah.
like that just doesn't happen. Now, because it is an investment of some sorts, you don't want to get a piece of shit. But how often are you going to resell this?
No.
No.
Dude.
I never even considered it because, like, I don't even know who has my engagement ring from back. Like, if you're ever selling an engagement ring, Stone, they know why, and they know you got you by the balls.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you can either bring this back home and have nothing, or you can give me pennies on the dollar. So the idea of it being like this investment where you want to get like the perfect clarity, I think you should get you gotta get the right cut, you gotta get the right shape for her, some clarity, but then get size. Would you rather have 2 full carats or one that also is a little bit clearer that you can't even tell?
I would take the full.
Absolutely. The full carats, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
When
big,
it comes
size.
to rings, I'm a size queen.
And spoiler alert, everybody is.
Yeah.
This whole thing, to act like the whole thing is materialistic and superficial. So go materialistic and superficial with it and get the big ring, the big diamond she wants.
And it's much better to do it online because been part of it in store before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with my dad, and it was like, I was in high school. Let's say I was a sophomore in high school. We just lost a big like Christmas hockey tournament, and I'm driving home with him, and he's like, "We gotta stop and get your mom a new, like, you want to get it for Christmas, like a new diamond ring, because like when they got married, like
He didn't have, like,
yeah. So he's like, I want to get her like something.
Yeah, because
nice
you probably got her
new.
a small one.
Right.
You're not going to get her a big one now.
And we were there. I was miserable because we just lost a tournament, and I was just sitting there for like 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was insane how long we were in there for.
And especially, if you're honest with yourself about guys like us, like we're not really great with negotiating and haggling, and they are. You go to like 7th Avenue, you go to the Diamond District, and like Shlomo is gonna like hustle you about the diamonds.
Yeah, I'll end up paying you 3 times what it's worth.
Absolutely, man. So just go to BlueNile.com.
Not 3 times what it's worth, 3 times what it was on sale for. Like, 3 times what your number was. I'll go up 3
Triple
times.
it, yeah.
You say someone else was in here earlier? Well, I'll take it.
Give me 2. But Blue Nile is all legit, all high quality, all every type of stone you could need. And right now, you can get $50 off your first purchase of over $750. Go to BlueNile.com and use promo code KFC, and you get $50 off any diamond you buy over $750. It includes loose diamonds, which is a big deal. Like, usually you can't just buy fucking loose diamonds for sale, but here we can. So go to BlueNile.com, promo code KFC, $50 off your first purchase. Every order is insured, ships for free, and arrives in discreet packaging, so it won't ruin the surprise. Insured's a big deal, by the way, because there's that asshole on Instagram who was proposing and just dropped it right in the fucking water.
And they're all fake.
I said that. Apparently, this one was like the real deal, because this was just like a clumsy dude who, like, you could see that he was just like panicked and like, oh fuck.
There was the one the other day where someone just threw it from like the back of a boat.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like,
that
threw it
kind
like
of
10 feet off. Like,
Right.
It wasn't even close.
Not even close. There's a lot of fake. I just dropped the diamonds, but this one was real. And I mean, most times people I don't think they get it insured right away, because it's like, all right, she's gonna be sitting in my top drawer. When I give it to her, that's when she's gonna be wearing it, and she's gonna go swimming.
Really? People do that? Dude, I
I'm
wouldn't walk
trying
out of
to
a
remember.
store without that shit inserted.
I'm trying to remember when I got it insured. I really don't. I mean, I don't think it was like immediately. Go to BlueNile.com, promo code KFC, and shop stress-free and find your forever peace at BlueNile.com, promo code KFC. So Kanye is at it once again. First of all, Kanye did 2 things that I actually agree with, which is a lot for me. I have not agreed with anything Kanye said or done for a long time. But first was a tweet he said.
I think we've like passed like ships in the night with Kanye.
Well, no. I'm still out on him, but I just like this one tweet I thought was I can get down with this idea. He said, I know a lot of musicians are not allowed to say anything, but I can't be muted and I can't be canceled, so I'm going to say everything always. It's like, fuck yeah, just do it. You can't really, you can't cancel crazy.
No.
But
also, I don't find crazy entertaining.
Yeah, well,
Like,
when
I do not. I used to love Kanye, obviously, and like, I don't know. I guess I don't really care for his music anymore either. But like,
his music's terrible.
I
can you
used
at
to
least go
love-
back and retroactively say his? I think we all agree that, like, his new music, like Jesus is King. I don't think anybody can even like name a song off that.
No.
But do you like?
No, I still like Ye. I still think
which one's Ye?
Ye's the one. I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. That's the
What's
Wyoming
like the
mountain.
what's like the song on that?
Fuck.
Can't even, like,
there's-
name these
I
songs
like the
anymore.
one with fucking No, I put my hand on the stove just to see if I bleed or whatever. There were a couple of like good ones on that. I don't know song titles, but like
You like the songs?
I could listen through Ye still, and it's very good. But it's just.
You know what it is? It's
I
when
used
you
to like
when
his
the crazy
personality.
yes.
And
When you have good music and good style and good personality and you're a little bit crazy, cool. When it's like your personality and your style and all that is crazy.
It's crazy, right? It's like your friend who it's like, yo, when he comes around, like sometimes we just have a wild night, and then it's other times we're like. It's just like that friend who every night's a wild night, and you're like, he's kind of just a pain in the ass.
It's just too much.
Where it's like if you have that ability to flip a switch and be like, all right, we're going fucking nuts tonight, that's fun. When you have a friend where it's like every night it's just a burden to hang out with him, that's fucking too much. And that's what
That's where
Kanye
he's
is
at.
now. Everything is just like, all right, you're and like there's probably some actual mental health issues, and there would definitively
there's
are.
definitely,
But like,
It's also just like an asshole.
yeah, there
It's
are.
like too much.
You can be both.
And it's also like,
everything.
you know what?
can have
I don't think
mental
you're
issues and
addressing them.
Right.
I think you're just like letting them rage, man.
And as someone who did a long time of not addressing them, I can
Yeah.
also respect that.
I do believe that a lot of people think that, like, especially if you're creative or you're a comic, that like, you know, you take your medicine and you're not going to be able to like, you're not going to be funny anymore. You're not going to be creative anymore. And you know, you just got to get over that because you can't be crazy. But
Like he's talking about like, well, we're all slaves and we're all like
always off the deep end, man.
the NBA's all slaves, and it's like I don't like that feels racist.
Yeah.
just because they're
Right.
mostly black.
And
Like
it-
they're
and
getting
it
paid
is
a lot
tough.
of fucking money.
It's always tough with me. I get the argument of like there's white owners and they're like trading the black men, but they also get paid like $40 million a year. So, you know, not really like slave labor when it's highly compensated labor.
even the not so great guys, even the 7 men
Yeah.
off the bench make $17 million.
Right. Oh, geez. He just tweeted. He literally just right now tweeted a video of him pissing on his Grammy Award. Like you see the stream of piss onto the megaphone Grammy Award. And he said, trust me, I won't stop.
You know, like when his maid sees him going, it's like, oh god
Here
damn, I'm
we
gonna go
go.
fish the fucking Grammy out
Yeah.
of the toilet again.
Here we
Come
go.
on, Kanye.
Yeah, you also can just tell it's like, oh, he's off his, off his meds right now. He's gone manic. So I don't know if I need you to be pissing on things and showing me your stream.
How's his stream? Looked a little weak. See, that's the danger of pissing in a bowl with not a lot of water in it. You gotta push hard to get that.
I think it's just a stream. I wouldn't say it's good. I wouldn't say it's weak.
I think that's kind of a weak stream.
Think so?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a weak stream. Kanye's got.
Boy, you are a streak. You're a stream queen.
I'm a stream
You're a size queen and a
Yeah.
stream queen. I mean, remind me never to piss next to John, or I'm gonna have to I'm gonna shit myself. I'm gonna end up pooping trying to impress John with my stream.
No, the stream's a big deal. You gotta push hard for a stream. You gotta let him know you're fucking pissing next to a man. There's a guy over here. You wanna fucking come kick in my door, you're gonna fucking have an anaconda to fight. I don't know why I'm Southern in this, but I am.
Now he tried to tweet out his contract at Universal because his big manic episode right now is all about how he wants to be freed from his record label and all artists should be. And he tweeted out just a picture of PDF files that you really couldn't read. And I think someone told him that they couldn't read it. So look at his so that's what he first tweeted, right? This is what he then tweeted.
Oh, those are all that's the actual
He
contract?
screenshotted like every individual page of the contract, which I'm sure is interesting if you're like a contract lawyer or really into music, the music industry. You can go ahead and read this. But for me, this is the most annoying thing I've ever seen
I
done on
have
Twitter.
no interest in that.
What
I unfollowed Kanye like 2 weeks ago.
I never followed him. I followed him for like content, basically. What I do respect and do like is him putting up a goddamn moat around his house. He built that wall. He has a full fucking like medieval castle wall around his house.
It looks like Bin Laden's compound.
Yeah. It does.
It looks like, from what I know about Bin Laden's compound, I saw in Zero Dark 30.
It's like, I guess you're worried about paparazzi and stuff, but that's like, Kanye, are you?
I mean, he's
gonna
in
be like,
Wyoming. Isn't that house in Wyoming or is it the house in California?
That looked like a house. That I feel like that was like Calabasas or some shit. But I was like, are you going to be like under siege soon? Are you worried about like catapults,
Assault on precinct,
trebulets or whatever, shooting? Maybe it is Wyoming. Yeah, that looks like it's his ranch style house. That's probably the Wyoming house. where it's just
I
highly
mean, I don't
unnecessary.
think you gotta hide from fucking paparazzi. They own
No.
like 600 acres.
It's like you hid from them. You moved to Wyoming. That is the wall. So Kanye at it once again. Just an asshole. Just an absolute asshole.
it's not entertaining.
Here's my question.
When he used to have that one, my one favorite story is always that one at his wedding where he came down,
Chop the bar in half.
cut the bar in half in his tuxedo, and then hammered 2 pieces of plywood on it and said, if anyone has a problem with this, they better have done something as artistically important as Yeezus in the last year. And that's such an outrageous, crazy person line that's funny.
Yeah.
That's like, because it was like.
Funny crazy. This is just annoying.
This is just like, not even really the.
Yeah, there's Bin
I mean,
Laden's
that
house.
it looks like Bin
Yeah.
Laden's house, for sure. It looks like exactly like Bin Laden's compound.
That's funny. But here's my question. Kanye West is a young man, you know? Like, it's not like he's like an old man who's like on his deathbed and we're like, you know, how long can we like do this for? Like I'm already tired of it. When he did, like, I made a video about it, you went crazy and it makes the news. Eventually it's just got to be like, there's this crazy fucking
Kanye's,
dude. Like,
I know. I think he has reached the Manny being Manny status.
Yeah,
I think
where you
it's
just
like,
leave it
it's
alone?
Kanye just being Kanye.
Yeah.
It is not appealing to me. It's part sad, part just we're going on
It's
this
white noise now.
I've rode this ride a million times.
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
there's a shred of interest in me with the music label here because I think the music industry is always in flux because of technology and like evolving markets and stuff like that. Like where does it go? And him tweeting out like all the, you know, there's probably some people who like never saw what Universal puts in their contracts and shit. There's some interest there, but not really. I mean, for the most part, it's just like shut the fuck up, dude. How about this? When does Kim divorce him? How long does that relationship have? It cannot be much longer.
I would guess not much longer.
Yeah.
And it's because, I think partly because he's becoming like a preacher and it's like making Kim dress certain ways. I
Yeah.
saw that clip from like Keeping Up with the Kardashians last season, I think, where he's like, why are you dressing like that? You're my wife, blah, blah, blah.
The audacity to tell Kim Kardashian
Right.
how to present herself. It's like, this is how I make my
Dude,
money,
you
motherfucker.
have a line in the song about how your girl's got her own
Yeah.
sex, or like girl's star of her own movie or
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna be like, well, you have to wear shawls. You have to dress in my Sunday service wear.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here,
Dude,
bro.
I was watching that Paris documentary and Kim's in it for a little bit. At least I only watched like the first like quarter of it, so maybe she's in it a lot. But there's a clip that I just find fascinating of what Paris walking into the club
I know
with
the
Kim. And this girl rolls up and she's talking to Paris, like, can I get a picture? And she's like, yeah, sure. And she just fucking boxes
right
out
in
Kim.
front of Kim.
Like, you are a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
And everybody in the club, like, Paris, look over here, look over here. And Kim just walking, like, with her arms linked with Paris. It's her buddy. She knows she's the famous one. And then I would imagine, what do you think? At their peaks, I think Kim is still bigger, right?
I would
It's
guess
hard
so.
to measure because, like, who knows what Paris Hilton would have had, like, follower-wise if she
I
popped
think-
off. But she invented this shit. She's the OG.
100%
I think Kim
invented
is
it.
probably bigger now because she, like, stood on Paris's shoulders. But I think Kim's probably bigger. But Paris paved that way, man. She blazed that trail.
She 1000% did. I was actually surprised to see Kim admit it in that documentary.
Yeah, right,
She's
'cause it's
like,
kinda like-
without Paris, I'm not here.
Right.
Whatever.
She's like, she taught me. It was funny. She was trying to say it in a respectable way without being like, she's like, Paris taught me how to be like a rich, vapid whore. You know what I mean? But Paris is an interesting one. I'd love to try to get Paris Hilton on here. I wonder if it's possible.
she did a pizza review.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
She
I'd
also
love to
someone
do,
told
like,
me
a
the other
real
day that she's the
conversation with
third
her.
highest grossing DJ right now.
In the clip, she said that she gets $1 million in appearance. But then I Googled it and like her net worth said 10 million, which internet lies and shit. I don't think that can possibly be right. She's got to be worth more than that.
Well, she's 100% worth more money just from her family.
And she said, and definitely because she said this with no fucking hint of like exaggeration or sarcasm. She's talking to her sister about trying to be happy and trying to date and slow down and take vacations and take time. And she says this.
I will not stop until I make $1 billion. And then I think I can relax.
Just a fucking... To imagine the cockiness to say that
Like,
statement.
Paris, you're already a billionaire, isn't she?
Yeah,
Like,
well, I know
they're
like
Hilton hotels.
Yeah, maybe not like her personally, but also it's like, you know, she does seem like so overwhelmed and stressed. It's like, you're good. You don't need to make it to $1 billion. But she said with a dead straight face, like, I just got to get to $1 billion and then I'll chill. It's incredible. It really is. Also incredible how little ass Paris Hilton has. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes.
I guess the
from-
family's only they were worth 2.5 in 2011. So I don't know.
But
what
that's your
now.
grandfather and your parents. You're a couple generations removed. But her back, it goes back, ass, back of knees, all in a row. It is.
Which doesn't
crazy.
surprise me, but
Even though like she's like a skinny white girl, but boy, there is nothing. I was like, how do you sit down? Her assistant like follows around with a pillow and just like slides it under. But really like just a deeper chick than you realize. You know what I mean? Like I think all these people, I always say with the Kardashians, like they make their money because there's more going on than just like I like to party and shit. Like because when you turn it into I have like 15 makeup lines and this, that, and the other thing, you know, you kind of had your sights on that from day one, and you were putting on a front and creating a character and all that shit. It's like what we do, like you were describing earlier, except like to the fucking
except they're just better at
maximum.
it.
But it is funny watching girls. You know, she said like, who am I gonna date? Like find some guy who just like follows me around like a puppy dog, and then I lose respect for them, and then they're emasculated by me, and I have no interest. And I was like, oh boy, there's a fucking blueprint right there that you've seen many times before. Dating Paris Hilton probably not the easiest of tasks.
I would guess it's probably she's one of the hardest women to date. I would think.
I would say like maybe number one.
I mean, even like her, like when her sister's like Paris likes to just like sit on the couch and, you know, like eat leftovers and pet her dog. She's like Homer Simpson, basically. I was like, I don't think you know what Homer Simpson is.
Not at all.
But that doesn't. If you're equating that to Homer Simpson, I don't think you have like any grasp of the real world.
Reality at all.
It's all, and then I don't blame people like that. My grasp on the real world is loose at best. So I'm not gonna really shame that.
But trying to keep a girl happy in general is tough. Trying to keep, you know, a girl who's aiming for $1 billion is even harder.
Oh, that's impossible.
But there is like a blueprint to it on how to keep girls happy. And there was this TikTok going viral that I found very interesting, very funny, and the thought of kind of reversing it to what makes guys happy kind of cracks me up. So what women want is brought to you by Peacock. Peacock is the new streaming service from NBC Universal.
Peacock, baby.
What was that?
This Tracy Jordan has to do an ad read in 30 Rock about their new. I don't know if it's their new streaming service called Peacock or it's their new something. It can't be streaming service. It's their new something called Peacock.
Maybe they've been planning this the whole time.
I think maybe it's just him coming to NBC. Like, I'm at NBC now, proud as a peacock, baby. And they're like, why are you saying cock like that? He has to do like 100 takes. Proud as a peacock.
I mean, they probably are proud of though. This shit is. I mean, the new streaming service has great entertainment, all for free. And I mean, we've been talking about this for months now, back in like July when it first came out. And we were telling you all about Parks and Rec and Yellowstone, 30 Rock, Friday Night Lights, Ray Donovan. But most importantly, Peacock now has sports. And John, what kind of sports do they have, bro? Talk to the people and talk to them in the way that you always talk to them.
It is Premier League season. Exclusive access to it. Okay?
Just do the accent.
Is that what
You know you're going to slip into
Oh, well, guess what we got coming this season, lasses? We got the Premier League. It is fucking the best sport on the planet Earth. You got there, you have a couple of pints of Guinness, and you just go, lads, you go nuts for your lads. Right, this year, they got over 175 matches, all streamed live on Peacock. It's got the exclusive streaming destination for the 2021 Olympics as well. You think Ireland's going to be there? I bet you they will, son. It is. There's nothing better than in waking up in the morning and just rolling over 7:30, 9:30, 12:30. Doesn't matter what time. You just got soccer on. And it's just a beautiful. You got to. No, it's soccer.
Oh.
I was born in America.
Just talk this way.
And so you just got the best sport in the world, the best casual sport in the world to fucking just ease you into your Saturday. You watch a couple of big games, watch maybe Man City, watch Arsenal, like that fucking idiot, right? You got Liverpool, got all the big tweets. You got young Christian Pulisic over there in Chelsea now.
Number 10.
Right, number 10, yeah. Big fella, big,
That's
strong.
a big deal. That's like 23, right?
He's a kid. He's an American. No, they don't trust him much over
They're
there.
Yank.
Finally, we're going to have someone cross the pond and do well, we think. But it's just the best thing. You ease into the day, and then you get your college football going after that. But in the mornings, Saturday mornings are for the boys and for Premier League.
So, get the best of streaming, the best of TV. You can watch it all for free and upgrade for more on your TV, tablet, or phone. Go to peacocktv.com to download and start streaming now, lassies and lads. This TikTok of this girl, this guy rolls up on his chick, and she's like doing her makeup, and he's like, hey, you want to go shopping? She's like, we can't go shopping. You know we can't go shopping. We have a kid. And he's like, and he's talking to her like a dog. Like,
I was going to say,
wanna go for a walk?
Your girlfriend voice, your dog voice, your baby voice are
very
all
similar.
right around
very
the same,
similar.
the same
But this is
tenor.
almost like the patronizing, like I'm talking to a puppy or a child, or like, hey,
Yeah.
you wanna go watch Bubble Guppies? You wanna go to bed? You wanna jump on the bed, Shay? And he's like, do you wanna go to Target? Do you want to go to Home Goods? And she kind of like, you see her like the change in her demeanor, and she straightens up, and the serotonin's like kicking in her brain. He's like, and then what about brunch? We'll go to brunch. We'll get you some mimosas. She's like, really? Really? And then we'll get pedicures. She starts putting away all her shit. She's like, and then what? And then what? Which, by the way, is ridiculous. He's laying out a great day, and then she's like, and then what?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
how many fucking things do I have to do for you? But he lays out shopping at Target and Home Goods, the pedicures, the brunch with mimosas, and then Chick-fil-A with peach milkshakes, and that is what gets her rolling. And first of all,
This guy's getting a lot of shit.
Is he?
And Barstool, you sons of bitches. They made the caption, was this happened with no sim November or no sim September? Or
oh,
whatever.
fuck off.
Fuck off. That's just having fun with a cool chick, I think.
But it could be. I agree. I also think there could be a bit of an agenda here. I think this is a solid move when you are like, well, I got to go away with the boys next weekend, or I want to watch sports the next couple days, so I'm going to preemptively roll out the red carpet for her to keep her happy.
Oh, see, I don't think that. And maybe it's because I'm a little bitch, but first of all, this sounds like a fun day for me.
Yeah, well,
I
it's not
the
for-
Home
well,
Goods and the TJ
Target and
Maxx,
Home Goods,
yeah, whatever
Home
it
Goods
is.
is terrible.
That, I probably wouldn't love
Give me
that.
a pedicure, brunch, and then milkshakes at Chick-fil-A. It's like, who doesn't
I
like that?
honestly just like the mimosas part. And
Yeah.
I think that's all. You throw
Well,
that in
you're
the
an
mix,
alcoholic.
And I'm like, I could have fun with that. But like, I also
God,
enjoy.
heaven forbid you ever go get a pedicure.
I've never gotten one.
The poor woman who would have to work on them dogs, those hobbit feet. I could see you sitting down for a pedicure and then having to go, well, do you want me to shave them too? That's never
I don't
a
have
good
hairy
sign.
feet.
Sure you do.
I don't have hairy feet.
Well, when
will
I
not
close
take
my
that
eyes and think
accusation.
of what your feet look like, I would picture
I mean, I'll fucking
hair.
take my shoes and socks off right now. You
No,
won't be able
don't.
to find a
Please
hair
don't.
on the thing.
Please don't.
And,
Please don't.
But like, I enjoy being around people who are enjoying the day. So I don't even care what if you're having fun in Home Goods, I can have fun in Home Goods.
Oh.
If you're
Home Goods, I don't know about.
if you're bringing the excitement, I can have fun doing fucking anything. I can have fun doing anything as long as it's something you enjoy and you're bringing that
Putting out
energy.
the vibe, yeah.
Like if you drop me in a Home Goods, I'm not gonna have a blast.
No.
If you drop me in a Home Goods with someone who loves Home Goods, I can have fun for a little while.
You're better than I am. Home Goods to me is just the worst place in the world. Home Goods
I don't know if
looks
I've ever
like
been in one. I'm just imagining. That I
Home
could have
Goods
fun.
is just miscellaneous garbage all over the place. It's just like the baskets. There's all the baskets, and there's all these like boxes and like containers and frames and shit. That's just like these are just things. This is buying clutter to then bring to your apartment and have like in the way. But girls just they do love like, you know, when like, you know, it's like why don't you clean up the table? And they just take it and they just okay, now it's clean. You know what I mean? They just organize it. So it's like, we'll take all this shit and put it into a little box, and they'll put the box over here. We'll put everything in like a frame. We'll put all these tchotchkes in a line, and then it looks clean. But you're just signing up for more stuff to be in your apartment. And they're also the weirdest things where it's like, you ever see those things that it looks almost like, you know, those like 3D balls that can like expand, those toys? They have those kind of things that like when they're all the way expanded out almost. And I guess it's supposed to be like art or something that you just like have.
Well, I'm
but
not
it's just
going
like
shopping at Home Goods for art. That's
not art,
that's
but you know what I
gonna
mean? Just like
happen.
things to like, there's no use for them.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, that's like the giant sphere with the spikes sticking out of it that we like have to look at.
No,
We don't
I
fucking
hate
need
that shit.
stuff. Yeah.
I won't.
And that's
no.
all Home Goods is. You won't like Home Goods.
I won't deal with that.
Michael's, Home Goods.
Now I could have fun with it in the store, but it's not coming home.
Yeah.
I do not. I guess I could be called a minimalist. I do not like things that are like artsy looking just to say we have an artsy looking thing. We want to get art.
Especially when they're
art.
from Home Goods. It was like that was $19.99.
Right. It was like
You know?
$17. It was like, oh, like here's a stupid painting that like they sold for $40, but it's like a painting. So like, fucking put that in a motel and get the fuck out of my face.
Especially when you're buying paintings and it's like, well, that's going to be in like everyone's house across America. You know what I mean? This is mass produced. It's not really like, your art or represents
that
you.
belongs in a Motel 6.
Right.
That's not coming in my fucking bedroom. I'll tell you that right
The
now.
only thing I co-sign is the giant obnoxious globe from like Sharper Image. Remember the globe bar?
Oh, I know. I do not fucking co-sign that at all.
So bad.
I think you're a piece of shit.
So bad.
You got that.
It's so bad I like it. I want to see the globe, and of course I love the sumo wrestler table. That's like $1,000.
Your
from
fucking
Sky Mall, not even Sharper Image, Sky Mall.
Your sense of self-worth is so low that in your office you have to pretend you're in a CEO's. I'm in your apartment you have to pretend you're in a CEO's office.
And it's like, guess what? No CEO has that
No,
in their
yeah.
office, not since like 1950. You know what I mean? If you have the globe bar, you're such an asshole. I love you.
no.
Like, come on over and you open it up and you've got like shitty whiskey.
Yeah.
in there.
Also, like, what can you fit? Like 6 bottles of whiskey
Yeah,
in there?
it's so
Like,
bad.
No, you get a fucking bar card. Just have it on display like all fucking normal people do.
The globe,
You're
the
not
bar
some
globe.
fucking fascinating dickhead because you have a globe. All that stuff I hate. There was one I was looking at. I was like furniture shopping the other day, and there was a painting hanging up, and it was like. It almost reminded me of like Da Vinci's helicopter sketch that we saw the other day, but it was a regular airplane. And it was like had like the fucking notes
The
of
blueprints,
like how
yeah.
fast and I'm like, what kind of fucking dickhead would hang that up? Or like, what? I pretend I like airplane. I know what airplanes are. Like, don't I seem fucking artsy and sciencey now? Fuck off. Get real art. Or like, and I'm not saying like get like $80,000 art.
No.
Just get fucking regular pictures that you like.
Yeah,
and not things
individual
that you see
things that maybe you found on your own
in a
not
mass-produced store that
right.
you think like that some fucking algorithm has created and like yes people will like this because it makes them feel smarter.
But
Fucking losers.
that's Home
Passionate
Goods.
about home design.
That's Home Goods and Target.
See,
though,
I
all
could
that
have
shit.
fun at Home Goods, walk around just roasting everyone who buys something
That I
like
could
that.
get down with.
Yeah.
Like, honey, let's go to Home Goods and I'll make fun of you mercilessly and roast everybody else in the store.
You think that's going in the bathroom? Yeah, right.
What would your day be if I came to you and I was like, Johnny, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What would I have to lay out for you to be excited?
Oh, it's pretty easy, I think.
Yeah.
My last Saturday would have worked.
Let's go to the bar let's go to one place for 16 hours.
Yeah, we got Liverpool at 12, and then we're gonna have some brunch. We're gonna have some. What did I have for brunch? Fuck, I forget. I wanted to get avocado toast. I just did steak and eggs. So we'll do some brunch, steak and eggs, and watch Liverpool. I was like, that sounds unbelievable. They win 5-4, 4-3, I forget. And then there's some college football on, and we sit.
So, but those are things that are just on TV. As far as what your girl would be like providing you would be like, I'm just taking you to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
works.
That's what's so funny is like, and not that this guy was like, we're gonna go to Paris to go to the Eiffel Tower, and then we're gonna go here and there. But he was like, we need to go shopping, we need to take you to the nail place, then we need to take you to a restaurant, we need to take you to the other restaurant. There's a lot of stops along the way. I think the male version of these to get your man excited is always, much more simplistic. I can't imagine. I guess you could be like, you want to go to the driving range, you want to go golf, and then you want to go out on the boat, and there's probably a few
Too much driving.
stereotypical male
Already
things,
too
but
much
yeah,
driving there.
to me, I think it would be like,
My world has shrunk so much since moving to New York. We're like,
like
if I had
anything
to be in
outside
a
your
car for
10 block
15,
radius,
20 minutes, I'm not interested.
No, have to be in the car like period in New York. It's
Right.
like, well, let's just
walk
do
to
what's
that bar we
across the
like.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We've never had a bad time at this bar. Let's just go to that bar.
yeah, and like why? Yeah, you want to go to the East Village? It's like, why? To go to a different bar that's like harder to get to, or the one that's like right here? I never understood that. I always say like I really don't know that much about New York City outside of the neighborhoods I've lived in because like you don't need to leave other neighborhoods. You can, but why do I need to go to brunch in Brooklyn when I can just go to brunch on the east side of Manhattan?
What would yours be? You're like,
Well,
perfect
when
day.
I was married, if I'm in a relationship and it's more about like what your girl can do for you as opposed to like if your buddy came to you, it's different. But I feel like back then, it would be like, honey, do you want me to go out and just leave you here? I'm like, really? Yeah, I'll go. I'll go like with my mom shopping, and you can just stay here and watch TV. And then what? And then I'll go out with my girlfriends for dinner, and you can stay here and order like, Shake Shack and a cheesesteak and watch the game. Okay. Are you gonna come home? It's like, no, I'll stay out for the night, and you can stay home and masturbate till you fall asleep. Really? Oh my god, let's do it. So you're gonna leave me alone for 12 hours, for 24 hours. Amazing. Let's go. I love it. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the key to keeping your man happy is to leave him the fuck alone.
You think so?
Pretty much. Once you're like deep into it, in
there are definitely
relationship,
times where I'd like that, but other times I'm like, let's go to the bar.
What would you like? What would you do? What do you do? Or what could you imagine you do with your girl that is like a date type of thingy that really would like get you going?
I don't know. I mean, but like, that doesn't mean
that you don't enjoy it, but there's nothing.
Right.
I feel like a lot of times it's like the girl plans that and you go along with it and do it, or you're planning it and it's something that she likes.
I like when we go to weird museums.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I like museums. I'm a museam fella.
Would that get you going? She's like, we're going to go to the museum.
We go weird museum.
We're going to the museum of sex. We're going to go to the...
Nah, museum of sex doesn't do it for me.
Okay, let's go.
Museum of sex is full of a bunch of posers.
Yeah.
I walked through the museum of sex with Asa Akira.
It's a gift store. You know what I mean? It's not really a museum.
Like, hey, you're in the museum of sex. This girl like deserves her own wink, and none of you even noticing.
Yeah,
posers.
that's
You don't
true.
even like this. If
That
I
is
walked
true.
through the fucking Museum of Natural History with Teddy Roosevelt, you'd be like, what the fuck's he doing here? Right? But here it is with Asa. Here I am in Museum of Sex with Asa Akira.
This should be called the Museum of Asa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're not even noticing. But yeah, I feel like in general, stereotypically, it's more like, we're going to want to just like, I think that guys still like to do what they like to do when they're not in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like girls, when they're single, they'll go out with the girls, they go to the bar, they drink, they go to brunch, all that shit. And then when they're with a guy, they want to do like sometimes more datey type stuff. I think the guys are always going to want to just continue to do what they liked to do previously.
I like doing datey things, but I also like doing the other things.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't think I would ever like pick those things. Like I'll do them and we'll have fun, but I'm not gonna. I can't like picture like.
Like I know you're big anti outpicking.
Yeah,
I'll go outpicking
right
for sure.
I mean, I would never.
I'll hit a pumpkin patch.
I'll do
basic
it
as fuck, man.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
do it.
crazy
Like, I
basic.
did it with my kids. I will do it if I'm like in love with this girl and she really likes it, but it's not. I'm doing it just to make you happy, and I will make the best of it. But I'm not like, yes.
But that's kind of back to what I like. Would I go alone? No. But kind of what I started with saying, where it's like, if you're gonna have fun there, I'm gonna have fun. It's like if I take a dog who's like, this is the fucking best. I love the beach. I'm like, me too, dude. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking fish. Let's go throw balls and jump in the water. Like I wouldn't go to the beach alone. But when I take a dog to the beach and Maddie's having the time of her fucking life.
You take a dog to the beach and you're playing fetch. It's like, who's taking who?
Yeah.
who's the one really playing here? Who's
But like,
who's
I'm not gonna
playing
go to
fetch?
the beach by myself and just throw a tennis ball and run after it. But like if
You
we're
know
doing
what's
this
funny you
together,
say that?
I'm gonna have fun.
It's funny you say that. When I was in Bradley Beach, there was this old man. He was probably like 65, 70. And he had this little cool toy. It was like a dude on a surfboard, probably like this big, like a foot long, that was weighted so that it always like flipped over. And he would just throw it like this, like underhand, flip it right into like where the waves break. And it would flip up and it would surf in. And he just did that by himself.
There's no dog getting this toy.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought that was coming at some point.
The ocean was fetching it for him. And the waves would bring it back in, and he would take it and throw it, and then he would sit there with his hands on his hips and his big like beer ball belly, and just did it for hours.
I could have fun doing that.
Yeah, and
I could have fun.
At first I was like, this is weird. Like, where's your grandkid? Where's your dog? But then I was like, this is probably pretty like soothing.
Yeah,
like that's his. That's like fetch. Maybe he doesn't have a dog anymore. He's like, that's how he plays fetch. Or that to me is like throwing a ball off the wall, and you're just like in rhythm. But I was like, I think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like get a little high or get a little drunk and like hit the beach at sunset and just throw this thing. Because again, if you're just like standing there, it's funny how you need just like something to do. Water in general, it's like, hey man, do you want to just like sit next to each other like in a circle and like talk and drink? Like no, that's a little weird. Do you want to like go sit by the beach and have a drink? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
You want to hang out by the pool? You need like a body of water. Or in the winter, it's like you want to just sit by the fire. Now all of a sudden you're doing something. If that guy was just like standing on the beach, you'd be like, what are you doing? But he's just got a little activity to keep him occupied while he thinks about life, or he's all by himself. So I all of a sudden I'm making up this, he's a widower and he lost everyone he loves. And he just like to play with the fucking surfing thing. But I was like, I think I could get down with this. And so that would be it.
Hey,
honey, you want to go to the beach and just throw, you all by yourself and you can just throw this thing in the water and it'll come back to you and keep doing it for a couple hours? Do I do what?
Do you do that a lot where you like create stories for people?
Yeah, at the beach, I think I was doing that a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't do that a lot actually, which I surprises even me because I do like to just create stories.
Yeah.
And it like I don't really like.
Yeah, I'm always
I'm very.
how long's that couple been together, or like what's this guy's story, or
I'm very because I like privacy being left alone so much.
that you won't even.
I give it to other
Concoct,
people.
yeah.
Like I won't even like it happens with my girlfriend all the time. She's a big eavesdropper, and she's like, "Can you believe what they're saying?" I'm like, I didn't even know there was anyone else here.
Girls just love the gossip.
I didn't know that they were like this was dinner like 2 nights ago, and she's like, they are in the middle of a messy divorce, and it's like it was a girl who's in the middle of a divorce with like her 2 lesbian friends, and the lesbian friends just couldn't fathom the idea of divorce, and they're like, why don't you just like, why doesn't everyone just like sign a paper and like go away
Move
with their
on.
money?
Yeah, I know.
She's like, that's a prenup, that's a thing, but they didn't sign it, it seems. And it was like, I honestly, I couldn't have told you one word that they'd said because I focus on me.
Yeah.
I'm very locked in this bubble, which is probably bad, but
no,
also
I think that's good. I think that, well, I mean, probably there's bad to all extremes, but I think that like anybody, and usually it does seem to be girls who get like too into gossip or other people's business. It's like, it's one thing if you're watching TV or whatever, but you start meddling in your friend's shit or getting involved, and it's like, that's why we're always just like, nope, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell somebody if I know they're cheating. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Don't tell me anything about your relationship.
I'm not gonna try to make you break up. Yeah, the more I know, the worse. The less I know, the better. That's the other thing you always have to remember is when you hear gossip or when you're talking, your friends are always telling you like the bad times.
Yeah.
They're never going to call you up and be like, Brian was so sweet to me tonight. They're going to be like, oh my God, he's such an asshole. And you're going to hate him. And you're going to say you should break up with him. But you don't know about all the other times that he's like treating her good. So just mind your business.
easy.
Mind your business. Let's do Am I the Asshole? We'll get into our voicemails. And we got Kal Penn on the show today, who is quickly becoming, if not already has become, one of my favorite celebs out there, one of our favorite guests. He needs to be more front and center because he's a super smart dude who can convey it to you in like dumb terms. He's a regular guy. He started with like the White Castle, Hal and Kumar go to White Castle, so he can do like the funny, dumb hangout shit, but he's also just like incredibly educated. And that's the missing link.
That's why
Working for the White House.
I'm very surprised what his answer was. If you could work for the president, what job would it be?
It's already had
not the job
one.
he had.
Yeah, I already had one. But he, that's the missing link in society. It's like, I know about all the smart people shit, but I can relate to the dumb people. So he should be president. Kal Penn for president. All right, so let's do some Am I the Asshole. It's brought to you by Roman. I told this on KFC radio on Mail Time. I bought a pack of 23 of those dick swipes.
Really?
Whole fucking big box of them. They came in a pouch, like a non-disposable pouch. I now have like a dick swipe pouch. That's like, I guess I'll just load my dick swipes in there if I ever have to like on the go. I don't know.
Like a fanny pack?
Kinda. It's not like that. It's not as big, but it's almost like a mini dop kit, if you will.
Okay.
It's like, this is my dick swipes pouch. It's crazy. But these swipes are that good. They make your dick last longer. They make sex last longer. And it's as simple as you open them up, you rub it on, it numbs you up a little bit. You can still feel it and enjoy it, but it's going to help you last longer. It's going to train your dick to last longer, even on the nights you don't have the swipes. Your partner's going to be happy. You're going to be happy. You're going to get to pull off all those moves that you had in your mind, but you didn't last long enough to do it. It's like, oh yeah, and then I'm going to flip you over. Then I'm going to put your hand here, and then I'm going to put your leg there, and then I'm going to throw you in the fucking air like a pizza pie, and then we're going to do this and that. And then what happens is you come during missionary and it's over. But not with the swipes. Not with the swipes. I did a little math. I said, like, I think the number was 23 for some reason, but whatever. Let's just say it's 20. 20 swipes. Ordinarily, I would give you about 7 minutes of sex. It's 140 minutes of total sex. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna double that.
I think you will.
I would double it. So I think I'd go to 280 minutes of sex with all my new swipes. That's a lot more.
That's a
280
huge,
minutes.
280 minutes is like, that's got to be weeks, right?
That's like at least a James Cameron movie worth. I mean, come on, I'll fuck you all through Avatar, okay? So go to getroman.com/KFC and you can get your first month of swipes for just $5. It's great. You put that in and it's like, it says like the normal price is like 20 whatever dollars, and then it just goes like, boop, $5, and it's just like, wow, that's basically free. $5 to $0.
$5 is absolutely $0. Anything less than 20 is free.
Pretty much, and it's getting to the point now in like big picture stuff. I'm like, anything less than $100 is free. Well, you think? I guess it just keeps going like that. Where it's just like if I get $1,000 now, I'm like, awesome. If I got $1,000 years ago, I'd be like, I'm rich. And eventually, it gets to the point where $1,000 is just like $100. You know, and $110,000 is just like $1,000.
Yeah, it's
just
like a drug. Money's a drug.
Right. It's like you're always just chasing more. It's the worst. GetRoman.com/KFC. Get those swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/KFC. Am I the asshole number one today? Oh, we'll do the one. Okay. Am I the asshole number one today? This is actually a reader submission. So we are very grateful to the Am I the Asshole Reddit page and the Twitter account because we've gotten a lot of great material from them. But here's an original. So am I the asshole? This girl, she's been a listener for a long time. She says, am I the asshole for getting pissed at my boyfriend for going to a strip club on a Tuesday during a global pandemic? Just moved in with my boyfriend. Long story short, he helps run a satellite office for a larger company. When his owners come to town, they go to a nice dinner and a strip club. Happens once a quarter. It's not my favorite thing, but it is what it is. Men are animals. I'm not going to make a big think about it. However, flash forward to the fact that we now live together. This time he's in town. Didn't even cross my mind that they would go. I go to sleep at 9:30 like I'm the old lady that I am. I wake up at 1:30, no text, no update. I shoot over a "Are you alive?" text. I get back a text at 1:45 saying, yes, I'm on my way. 2:30 rolls around, he gets home, obviously shit-faced. I wake up and ask, where were you? And he says, the club. I'm instantly a little grossed out and then very grossed out after thinking about, it's a global pandemic, motherfucker. What are you doing? I proceed to go to bed. He gets in bed. I say, don't you want a shower? He just grunts. So I do the polite thing. I don't bitch about it. I go to the couch. This motherfucker follows me for a few minutes. After a few minutes, jumps on the couch and tries to cuddle. I jump up and say, I just want to sleep separate. No arguing. No use in arguing this state at this hour. My two questions are, am I the asshole for considering being a bitch about this? Furthermore, since we live together during a pandemic, do I have the right to have a say in what I'm comfortable with him doing and not doing?
No and yes.
So no, you are not the asshole for being a bitch about this.
You're not the asshole.
But yes, and yes, you do have a right?
Yeah.
So you're on her side totally?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think, obviously, in regular times, like, I think, first of all, if you come home to your girlfriend after a strip club, it's just common courtesy shower, no matter what.
Okay.
Whether pandemic,
I'll be honest, I guess I've never done that. I just don't think
I've definitely never done it, but
I just wouldn't think to do that. Because I'm not like a germy guy. Was like I'm not like covered in her pussy.
No, but I come home, like when I come home late, I usually just shower.
You probably should do it. You know, if you're at a crowded bar and shit, people are up against you. I mean, I guess obviously this is a little bit further, but it's not like she's like squirting on you or something.
I would hope not. But
are you in Tampa Bay? I don't know.
Yeah. Are you in West Virginia getting some milk? I would say that you have absolutely a right to be like, dude, you like. It's tough.
Well, here's what I said to her.
Strip clubs are just much closer contact. Yeah. Like when I go to a bar, I like the bars, they have plexiglass between me and people. Mm-hmm. I'm not like making like hard contact. I'm not.
Well, my first thought, I said to her, let's be honest. Are you upset about the pandemic? Or are you upset that your boyfriend was shit-faced on a Tuesday at 2:30 in the morning at the strip club? Because I could see this being much more about you're out and I'm home and you're partying and you're at strip clubs and you're just using the pandemic as like, and also, you know? Mm-hmm. She swore to me that like, she's like, I'm pretty cool with this stuff. Like I said, he does it like, you know, once a quarter. I get it. It really is just like the pandemic. Because in that case, like, I still think then like you probably, this almost should have been the conversation. Like, you know, you can't go out. We're going to live together. I'm scared of this. You can't go out, period. You shouldn't be going out with your boss or anybody. I feel like if you're really that upset about the corona portion of it, this would have been like you wouldn't even go from the start, or it would have been a fight before you even went.
I think all of a sudden she woke up at a strip club. I think you can go to bars, you can go to restaurants, you can go to fucking supermarkets and shopping and all that shit. I think a strip club is a bit,
that's crossing the line,
and it's like science might prove me wrong, but it has a different feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it definitely does have a feel. Whether or not it's true, who knows? But I would just think if it truly is corona related, you would have been fighting at 9:30 when he went out, period, knowing that he always goes to dinner in the strip club, you know?
Yeah, I would have thrown out there, but like, you're not going to a strip club.
Right, because if you, I think it's more like you wake up at 1:30 and you're like, fuck, he's not even home yet. And that's when girls usually get mad, whether it's pandemic, whether it's strip club, whatever, work, friends, who knows. I think that's when you get in trouble for just being out and being a drunk guy and all that shit. But also, like, I would be mad if I was like didn't get an update and like I fell asleep at 9:30, woke up at 1:30 and no one was home. Would you get mad at your girlfriend?
I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, I would send that exact text. I'd be like, are you alive? Like, I don't know. Like, just to be like, yo, I'm staying out. Word.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone.
I think it's actually different with a girl. Because I'd be like, are you
okay?
Are you fucking actually alive?
Well, that's what's different is like with a guy, it's actually genuine concern usually. I think more often than not, girls are not actually concerned. They're more like, where the fuck are you? And why didn't you check in? And that kind of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess so. You're probably right. There's probably a little bit of both, and there's a little bit of both in mine too. But it's more, mine would largely be based on like, dude, what, are you dead?
I've gone so far.
Are you in a fucking alley right now? Where the fuck are you?
Yeah, I went so far. I hated such an issue with me was checking in and being like keeping tabs on me and never trusting and all that shit that I like grew to resent. Like it's so much easier to just send the like, hey, like I'm at the bar or whatever. Like just check in, But I grew to resent that so much because it came from a place of like, I'm not a fucking child. You're just doing this, again, not out of concern. It was more just, a jealousy thing or a control thing or whatever. But I remember like when we would go to saloon days, my brother or like my roommate's job, whoever I was with at the time, was like, make me just send like the check-in text. Because I think you should be able to just be like, I'm going to the bar. I'll come home when I come home. And if this was 1995, there wouldn't even be a way to check in. Like that's where the cell phone becomes like this, the proverbial ball and chain where it was like, I'll be fine. I'm going out and I'm going to come home and I don't want to have to check. Because also, by the way, I hate when it's like, all you have to do is check in. It's like, no, I check in and then you ask me a million questions and then we have to have like an argument or a discussion. And it's not just a check-in. If it was just like you said, yo, I'm out, word, okay, all good. But in my experiences, the check-in always becomes like shooting myself in the foot. I'm going to reach out to you so that you can get mad that I'm at the bar, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And I'll just deal with that tomorrow because I'm having a good time now. So I think I kind of what I told her was like, I think it's an opportunity to maybe not, especially if you just moved in together, because I think guys do kind of value their freedom and whatever, and you give up a lot of that when you move in with someone. I think it's an opportunity to be like, we're not gonna make this a big fight, but like A, I thought that was like a little gross. B, thought you could have maybe checked in, and like see, like next time,
I think
don't do that again.
different. I think a check-in is different at like if I go to the bar at noon and like a check-in at 4 p.m. But like if I'm gone
late night
past like a reasonable hour, or like if you've woken up in the middle of the night, I think a check-in at that point is fine. I think if you're like, oh, it's 7 p.m., where are you? Like, I don't know, I'm fucking doing shit. It's 7 p.m.
Right, that's what drove me crazy.
If you've been to bed and you've woken up in the middle of the night, like first of all, you don't really have your whole
you don't know
shit
what
together.
time it is. You don't know
like, where the fuck is he? If you've fallen asleep and woken up, even if you fell asleep in a nap, and you're like, wait, where are you? Like I've hit REM cycles since I've seen you.
I've done a whole. I've basically had a second day almost now. Yeah,
I think that at that stage of check-in is fine and probably warranted because.
But also I feel like in this situation, once it's already happened, I don't think in any fight, in any problem, I don't think there's much use in holding a grudge or doing the silent treatment or whatever for something it's not an ongoing thing. It's done, it's over. If there was like a problem that arose from it that I have to fix, then like, fine, we'll talk about it. But I think it's much better to have a constructive, be like, what's going to happen going forward? I'll let you know that I'm pissed off. You're going to hear it a little bit. You're going to be in the doghouse. But more so like, how about next time we do this, that, and the other thing? And then next time, I feel like you're going to let it rip.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we just moved in. Here's some ground rules. And then you break it again. Now you're going to get the wrath.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Am I the asshole? Number 2. This one just caught me. This is from the account. And I thought just had just a great title. Am I the asshole for telling my dad to shut up about the panties? Which, by the way, is a great scene in New Girls. The panties. You know what I'm talking about? Panties. Like, why are you saying it like that? And then coach is like, you got to say it like a black guy. The panties. The panties. The panties. My wife and I had to move in with my parents. There's so many of those that we've read from quarantine. Everybody moving back in with parents. It's a recipe for disaster. But there's a lot of tension. My mom and wife do not like each other. Now, I get that this makes my wife look bad, but she saw something on YouTube and decided to put a pair of panties in my parents' bed to see if my mom would think that he was cheating. I'm assuming the dad. Well, it didn't. Yeah. Horrible idea from Jump Street. Well, it didn't work, and they knew it was her. My dad picked the panties up to throw them away, and I guess they were wet. He ran out of the room screaming, insulting both of us. He called her some really vile names and almost kicked us out. That was 3 days ago, and he won't let it go. My mom is mad that my wife tried to break up their marriage, which is more reasonable, but my dad is just hung up on why they were wet. He called my wife a nasty animal and told both of my siblings and their partners about it. Today I lost it and just screamed at him to shut the fuck up about the underwear. Am I the asshole for telling my dad to shut up about the panties?
Yeah, for sure. 3 days? Bro, if you put wet panties in my bed.
Wait. So he's the asshole for, yes, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
he's the asshole. The dad is not the asshole.
Correct.
Bro, if you put fucking wet panties in my bed and I have to touch them, and I find out that they were. And by the way, this whole thing was a prank to get me and my fucking old wife mad at each other. I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I'll
take those panties, jam them down your throat so you can't breathe anymore.
Dude, that's fucking insane.
Insane.
You're an absolute.
What do you think's the worst part?
How fucking like entitled or close do you think you're? No one is that close to me.
No.
To like fucking try and break up my relationship by putting fucking fake panties or real panties, but like I don't know, you're
Stage
fucking
a
gross.
cheating.
And
Yeah.
guess what? Hate to be that guy, but what you look like really matters. Because I'm
Yep.
assuming they're your panties.
Yep.
And if you're fucking fat and ugly and I touch your fat, ugly, wet panties,
And we know how some used panties come. We
Yeah.
talk about that quite often, the camel spit.
I'm fucking furious.
Yo, that to me.
3 days forever.
3 years,
I won't talk about
33
that.
decades.
Yeah, get divorced now or break up now because fucking guess what? I'm never shutting the fuck up about the time you tried to sabotage my marriage.
That's to me the worst thing. Like, first of all, there's a chance. Who knows? What if pranks like this don't fly? What if they did have some issues with infidelity and she said something like, "If I ever catch this again, we're done." And maybe in the moment, I hate pranks because you could have eventually revealed it was a prank. But what if that wife in the moment said some things
shit.
that you can't take back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I fucked your brother last week,
Right.
and then it's like, whoa, now the whole marriage is fucked.
100%.
So that to me is the number one problem. But then the execution and just like. Oh, all of it. I saw this thing on YouTube. I thought it'd be funny. Drop dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to break up your marriage. Drop dead.
I saw this on
I'm gonna
YouTube. I'm going to the hood to step on Jordans.
Right. You should get
It's a
punched in the
prank, bro.
fucking
It's a prank.
face.
Fuck off, you dumb idiot. You have absolutely no originality, no cleverness, no humor. You're a goddamn dumb shit.
You just put some wet panties in the bed, and then, yeah, maybe she probably just dipped them in water or whatever, but like you grab these and you feel that they're wet and you feel like you got some fat chick's fluids all over you. You're lucky that he didn't punch you. Like it wasn't violence.
You're very lucky you're still allowed in the house.
Shut up about the panties. Are you kidding me? Shut up about. How about you just fucking get out of my goddamn house and
You're
take
an
you
adult,
and your fucking spouse
this
elsewhere?
fucking pandemic's not over, but like we're done with quarantine. So why don't you go the fuck back to
Yeah,
your place?
get the fuck out of here. By the way, let me see.
Broke boys.
But why were they wet? And he says, my wife denies that they were wet, so I don't know what to think. That was a further comment.
Hey, I gotta.
I think I'm going to trust.
Fucking liar.
I think I'm going to trust your dad on that one. You dumb fucking assholes. So entire family, go fuck yourself. No, that couple, go fuck yourself. Here's one that is
also like you told my siblings. Yeah, no fucking shit.
Of course, I tell everybody.
Something insane happened in their house.
I'd write like a letter to the local paper. Here's one that's going around, making the rounds a little bit. Breaking out of the Am I the Asshole bubble. This is a fun one. I like this one. Am I the asshole for wearing the same outfit every day despite my girlfriend's wishes? We are in our 20s in the United States. I don't care much for fashion. I haven't bought new clothes in a long time, and mine were starting to be worn out and old. I decided to donate most of my clothes, buy a new simple wardrobe. I found a pair of pants and a shirt that I like. I bought 7 copies of each. They are neutral looking, high quality, and they mean I don't ever have to worry about whether my outfit doesn't match or whatever. My girlfriend is unhappy with this. She knew I was replacing my wardrobe, but apparently I did not tell her exactly how I intended to replace it. She says I look like a cartoon character, but I don't. The outfit is normal and looks good. She says I'm going to embarrass her and myself. I am somewhat offended by her words. I know she likes shopping and fashion, and I would never think to criticize what she wears. I am not intending on going out and buying more clothes until these get worn out. I work at Barstool Sports. My name is Trent Ryan, and I feel like if I can do this at work, that she should. I mean, this is the full-blown Trent. This is the khakis and the black sweatshirt. And I don't think anybody's the asshole. Because, I mean, you do look like a cartoon character. It is straight Simpsons. It is Doug Funny. You're going to look the same every day. I think that's a little unorthodox and a little weird.
It's exceptionally unorthodox.
Right. And I think when you're a single guy and you're Trent, it's awesome. It's like you do what you want. You're a single guy. You wear whatever you want.
It works with Trent because of who Trent is.
And he's also, right, he's a nice guy and it fits his
But also
persona.
he's in content. He's in entertainment
True.
in a sense where... If you just did this, if you're like an accountant and you did it, I think it's a very different thing. Like Trent,
I agree.
Trent always kind of dressed like that and then kind of leaned into it because and now it's perfect. But like if you're just, like I teach Zoom classes and like this is what I wear every single day. It's like Trent is like him doing it is interesting. someone else doing it is boring.
What do you think about when Steve Jobs did it? Same thing? Like, he's such an eccentric cat. That,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 'cause
And he also made it like, you know, he got cocky with it and it was like his look. All of a
Right.
sudden, the black turtleneck is his, you know? But I think it's weird, but also, like, if you're a single guy and this is just how you choose to do it, I mean, to some extent, I don't do this, but there was a time where, like, I had, like, right now, I could have like every Cuts t-shirt, and granted those are different colors, so I am mixing it up a little bit. But if you gave me jeans, a Cuts t-shirt, and like a zip-up hoodie jacket, I could wear that like every single day. And
You
I
could,
don't
but
think
it's not interesting.
It's not interesting.
If
But
your
I
girl was
also don't
dressing
think
the
it's-
same thing every night you went out with your friends, you'd be like, babe, you want to switch it up at anything? Because also, like, your friends would be like, oh, like, Kevin, he's coming with his girlfriend who's going to wear fucking jeans and a pink top.
Well, I do think the X factor here is when you are now with somebody, and like it or not, your appearance and everything you do is kind of intertwined and reflects on them and whatnot. And, you know, if you're a guy and a girl, you know, girls, again, stereotypically speaking, they usually want to like change your appearance a little bit and maybe make you eat healthier or whatever. And this is going to fall under that umbrella. You're the extreme example. But like, if it depends on what the outfit is. If this guy said, he's like, it's pretty stylish. I picked like, they're simple colors, but it's like a stylish shirt. Like if this guy, what if it was just like a really nice pair of jeans and like a button up shirt from like a stylish place?
It's ridiculous.
And
it's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think it's that ridiculous.
I think
What-
the
and so to answer
sweatshirt
your
works. If
question
it's a
about the
button
girl-
up, you're wearing the same fucking
Well,
button up.
I only meant to be like, it's not like he's a slob. If he's picking
Yeah.
clothes that are like somewhat put together. If my girl every day wore like, if she was hot and she wore like a bodysuit with jeans and like a black leather jacket every time we went out, I think I'd be okay with that. I don't think I'd worry
but that's
about
not
her.
every time you go out, because that is a pretty standard going out outfit. This is what she wears every day.
I don't think I would have. I think it's weird again, but I wouldn't be like
I would definitely
embarrassed or any of
It's
that.
like any delicious meal. Like that's an awesome outfit. That's
get sick of it.
A chick looks hot as shit in that.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Like sometimes I want a fucking pizza. Sometimes I want a cheeseburger. Sometimes I want a steak. Sometimes I want.
But if
fucking
she
peanut
was
butter and
like-
jelly on Wonder Bread.
But if
Sometimes I
she
want
told
basic
you
stuff.
like, you know, the anxiety of freaks me out and I just want to keep it simple and I really this like helps me or makes a difference for me, would you still have a problem with it?
it wouldn't be a problem. It would just.
But you wouldn't like it.
I would get bored.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm different. Obviously I like,
You like
getting
fashion.
dressed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I would just be like, this is. I would find it. It's almost like with anything where like you can do what you want, but like you gotta have like. I don't know. You have to have It's not even ambition. But like, you have to have the desire to impress. Like not just me. I mean the world. Like you want to.
It's like almost
show them
being ambitious,
something,
yeah.
right? Like you want to. Don't want to be like this is me forever.
But isn't that kind of a preference? Isn't that just like a, you know, you have that. I don't think that I'm impressing with my clothes. I impress other ways. I worry about other things.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just it's everything you got. It to me it just shows a total lack of effort. Like are you like your anxiety's that bad? Yeah,
Well,
like-
but if I mean,
and then maybe we need to get you on medicine.
because you
Because if you have such anxiety, you
value
can't
this.
put on clothes.
like it's
then-
effort to you because you value it. But like if it's not something, you know, what about your shoes? You know, me and you both have a lot of sneakers, but like me, the extreme. But if I was like, you're gonna wear the same sneakers like every time you go out, it's like most people really only have like a couple pairs of shoes. What if I was like, you gotta have like more in your rotation than that? It's like,
But even a
No,
couple
I
pairs of
don't.
shoes that's a lot. Like this guy, I would guess has one because he has one outfit.
yeah, but I mean, I guess so. You're saying it has to be the extreme of like only one.
Only one. If you're not huge into getting dressed, that's fine, whatever. But like if you just like you're like I only wear one outfit, it's like well I'm gonna get sick of that. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna get sick of that. I'm gonna find you boring, and that's gonna be the end of it.
You think that would be like you would break up over it?
Probably.
Because I think it's something like I think you can be like, yeah, I don't like this, or I did get bored of it, but I don't know if are you gonna break up with someone if everything else is perfect and they're just like, I just don't care about style as much as you do, and I just like this one thing and it works, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna stick with it. You'd be like, you're done.
Dude, I judge outfits. Like we said it with Maria Taylor on the thing. Like I judge outfits. I like him. I like him eccentric. I like him weird. I like him standard. They're all fine. I don't have like a specific genre I like, but I'm always judging outfits. Like girls, guys, they'll come over and be like, "What?" Like, all right, that's what you went with today, huh? And I'll do it internally. I'm not gonna do it externally, but I'll be like, boy. interesting choice today from you. In fact, I wish I wasn't at dinner with you. Like, that's happened a lot of times.
I
They're
don't like
I'm
you.
like, I wish you weren't.
I
sitting
think
at
I
this
would be
table
okay with it.
You're bringing me down.
I think it would be okay with it if you didn't make it a thing. Like I don't even know how long it would take. You would notice right away. I don't even think I would notice if like obviously the same thing, but if you switched up colors a little bit or if there was a slight variation, I don't even know if I would.
But once I know, I can't put that glass back together.
Right. It's just in your head. Last one here. You want to do Dr. Phil or Scrabble?
Scrabble.
Am I the asshole for saying that an Indian girl was cheating at Scrabble? I'm 23, girlfriend 23. She has this Indian friend called Priya. Quotes, fake name. Priya came to my English-speaking country, relevant later, a year back to study. My girlfriend absolutely adores her. Priya became her best friend. I'm doing English literature. She's doing science. Recently, she invited my girlfriend and I to her place. And we made a bunch of Indian food and got some wine. I ate well. The food was good, having a good time. Yada, yada. This is all extra details. We played Scrabble. I was really excited because I knew I would decimate them both easily. We play, and as the game progresses, it wasn't me who was leading, but Priya. She was making these huge words like maladies, M-A-L-A-D-I-E-S. What's that mean?
Like an
It's
illness.
like illnesses.
Yeah.
And ostensibly, I was pretty sure she was cheating. She got up mid-game to go to the bathroom and spent 3 minutes in there. I'm pretty sure she was Googling words in there. So when she came out, I jokingly said I knew she was cheating, and she asked me what I was talking about. I told her I know that she's cheating, and that it's impossible for someone who's literally only lived in India all the time to be so good at Scrabble and to have an extensive English vocabulary. She didn't say anything to defend herself, but just laughed and told me that she wasn't cheating, and we eventually finished the game and went home. My girlfriend was extremely upset with me and told me I embarrassed her. When I told her I was being honest and that there was no way Priya could have beaten me without cheating, she told me that I'm a racist and she's reconsidering her relationship with me. So am I the asshole?
I mean, in games get heated.
Couple game night is a bad idea sometimes. You got to play that with your close friends because shit gets complicated and it gets competitive and apparently it gets racist.
But I mean, like, I don't know,
Bro,
if
you can't cheat at
racist or
Scrabble.
not.
You don't even know what letter. I mean, I guess if you look at your letters, then run to the bathroom and start Googling.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've
but
definitely cheated at Words with Friends.
When you know your letters.
Yeah.
Because you get your letters, you're here, you're not next to each other. I mean, unless this girl goes to the bathroom every time she's like getting new letters, it's pretty hard to just Google words.
Right.
I mean, actually, you know what? There probably is like a Scrabble generator, and maybe if you do know your letters, you could get that one round. But I think it would be pretty clear if like one set of letters you banged out, and then the next. And by the way, you have eight letters, whatever it is. You Google a bunch of words, you use like 4 or 5 of them. Unless you go back to the bathroom and keep cheating.
Then you'd be able to tell. And also, I've fucking seen the World Spelling Bee Championship. It's all Indian
was
kids.
My main point here.
Indians
are the best spellers in the world in English words every year in and year out. It's like being like, how did this fucking Kenyan beat me in a marathon? That's what they do, man.
I don't know, man, but I just know every time I've ever watched the Script Spelling Bee, there's an Indian kid who's not that happy who won. That's it.
Whose parents are sitting in the audience like,
yeah.
Good, I guess.
Good, fine.
You know,
like
you didn't spell it fast enough.
I don't know. I mean, I think they speak a variety of languages in India, but they speak English pretty much all over the world.
And also, even if an Indian person didn't speak English, I think they would still learn how to spell words in English just to be a good speller. That's just what they fucking
I don't know
do,
what this means. I
man.
don't know how to pronounce it. I can spell it, though.
I do appreciate this guy being like, I'm geared up for Scrabble tonight because I'm going to decimate my girlfriend and her Indian friend. Let's go.
Because this fucking guy's an English lit major. And he knows the only thing that is going to bring him in life is Scrabble victories. That's
yeah, like this is the... I'm supposed to spell ostensibly, not you. Fuck, I got nothing here.
The only thing that this fucking major could possibly bring me, the only joy it could ever bring me in
Couples
life
night Scrabble.
is Scrabble. And you're taking even that from me,
I
Priya?
do love Scrabble. And I don't like to lose in it. But I think even if you are pissed off and losing and think someone's cheating, to really actually call someone out on like a couples night, game night cheating.
But it seemed like it was kind of
asshole.
in good fun. And it seemed like the girlfriend was taking it more seriously.
Maybe the way he presented it. He clearly means it fucking seriously.
Oh, he definitely means it. But he said
the way,
jokingly,
like, you're cheating in the bathroom.
Priya laughed at it.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it went...
I question if his execution of that joke was really as good as he thinks, though.
Right.
Because if you're feeling it like this...
Again, you only have
Yeah,
Scrabble,
you don't
not
have the
jokes.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
If I was like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. You're cheating with this, like, whatever. If I was like, you're fucking cheating. And there's no way you're smarter than me. You'd be like, yeah,
You've only been here
kill
for a
yourself,
year.
dude.
You think you can speak English?
Yeah.
Yeah, people speak English fucking everywhere.
This dude definitely dropped a go back to your country at some point.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke. All right, time to get into our voicemails. But first, we're gonna unleash the second ever callback, KFC Radio callback. And
I like how the callbacks have to be. It's not going to call back someone every week. It's got to be.
I'd say maybe
real worthy.
like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
You know. And I think you can guess which one we're maybe calling back on. We're going to talk to the guy who found out he came out of the closet to his fiance. They decided to get married, stay married, have a kid together, and they sound like they're the happiest couple in the world. So we're going to call up this dude and get the full scoop on how it's working. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Now, you know, when you get together with a buddy to talk about some real life shit, maybe you got to get something off your chest, have a confession, you got to have a discussion and get some help. You always like, we got to go get a beer. We got to talk about it. Let's meet me at the bar. We got to discuss. And the go-to option is a Miller Lite. You crack a Miller Lite and you tell your friend, listen, I'm gay and I got to tell my wife about it. Or you got to say, listen, I'm gay. I've been gay. I stayed with my girl. We're married. We have a kid. And, you know, we have an open relationship. And that's the deal. And everyone's going to need a Miller Lite to process it and understand it and get through some of these life issues that pop up. You don't know what to do or how to handle them. The more difficult decisions in life and the conversations you got to have, Miller Lite always makes it easier. The easy times, the hard times, Miller Lite is there for you, whether you're just trying to have fun or whether you're trying to, figure out life. Miller Lite, go-to beer. Great taste, only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Whether you are, like I said, enjoying it for serious stuff or fun stuff, whether you're drinking in the summer or the fall, whether you're drinking at home or at the bar, it's always there for you. If you're still at home and you can't get out to the bar, you can go to MillerLite.com/KFC to find the delivery options near you. And you can always celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs for 12 ounces. Go to MillerLite.com/KFC to find out how to get Miller Lite to your house and let the good times roll. Let's do our callback. Yo, you there?
Yo,
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, bro?
How we doing?
Doing good, guys. This is pretty crazy that this all happened like this.
Well, first of all, what's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Joe. I can understand it's crazy. You know, when I first texted you, you were like skeptical, didn't even know if it was real, and I get it, and I can even understand being like, whoa, I can't believe this blew up. But at the same time, you have to know that A, your story is crazy unorthodox, and B, your storytelling skills and the call you left was fucking amazing. So it actually doesn't surprise me that this is one of the biggest calls we've ever gotten.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I really did appreciate how you liked my voice. I actually do work in radio too, so I was like,
yeah,
not one person in the biz recognizing another.
Yeah, honestly, it did sound
yeah,
like a professional.
Pretty crazy. I mean, I guess part of me did think this would end up on the show, but at the same time, when I heard my voice in the show, I was like, holy shit.
Do you realize that there's a significant chance you've changed the world?
Really? I mean, we're joking about it and it's so funny and entertaining, but on a very real level, I think it's inspirational. I think it's motivational. I think it's setting an example. It's so progressive. It's incredible, man.
I mean, thank you guys. Now I know if I ever need an ego lift from our relationship, I'm just going to listen to this.
Yeah, just keep calling us. We'll keep telling you.
So how did it go when you first told her? Was it like a Costanza, like, nah, I don't care, we're not breaking up? Or was it like a, you know what, that's okay. Like, I think there's actually something special here that is very different and an interesting way to raise a family.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had been together since 8th grade, and there was never a doubt in my mind that this was a girl I could spend my life with. But at the same time, there was a pretty glaring, obvious problem.
There had to be a little bit of a doubt. Maybe your dick had a doubt. I don't know. There had to be something in there saying, well, wait a minute, right?
And then one day, we finally decided to say, hey, what's wrong here? Let's try and figure this out. And
that was my question. Was there was there in the bedroom or something was a little off? Like she wasn't totally blindsided by it?
No, she wasn't blindsided. It was kind of one of those, oh, wow, this makes sense. Like a light bulb
going
off.
Yeah, all the pieces fit after the fact.
like actually she said many times like it makes her feel so much better that this is the case, and like it wasn't her, like it was like
Yep.
it was all on my end. Like there was nothing wrong on her end. She was doing everything right, but guy over here, he just wasn't performing.
One of those.
Hand up, coach. It was my fault.
One of those true, like, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah,
situations.
you were the true and the only example of that being real, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like Michael Thomas, like refusing to admit I was injured. Put me back in there. I can do it again.
I mean, was that a struggle? For you had to come out basically to yourself at one point and admit it. You had to talk to your family, talk to her.
Honestly, we pretty much figured it out together.
Interesting.
So,
like one night having a combo?
The spare details, we were kind of like, looking into things that could be the problem. And then like one thing led to another. I was like, holy shit, like I might be bisexual. And she was like, no, you're gay. And it was like, boom. It all just like, boom, floodgates opened. Everything made sense. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And then we tested it, and it was like, yeah, that's definitely it.
Tested it. So that prior to that, you never had been with a guy or anything like that?
Like she was the only one there. And like I said, I never like wanted to leave her. I never wanted anything else. It was like, I probably have ED. Oh, well, whatever. She's not complaining. It shouldn't be a problem, right?
Right. So we'll get back to her and the kids in a second, but that first time that you bang a guy after realizing it has got to be awesome, right? Or no, maybe it's scary. Maybe you were nervous.
I was going to say stressful. Be like, I better be fucking right. That's like almost like cutting the wire at the end of the movie. Like, it's either red or blue. It's either red or blue. Like, I'm going blue. This better be right.
I mean, honestly, it's like, how did I do that for 12 years?
Yeah.
Like, what was I thinking? Like, holy shit, I thought those were orgasms.
So you weren't even getting, you were in there, you were getting hard, but you weren't getting off?
I mean, you could say I was getting hard, but let's be honest, it was probably 50% capacity.
But, it wasn't like you guys just were not having sex or trying, like,
No, we totally, like, had a physical relationship. I mean, like, maybe, like, once a month we'd do it.
Yeah.
And it'd just kind of be like, all right, here we go. I got to do this again. But, like, it never was like a, ew. I never was thinking, I don't want to have sex with the girl. It's more like, it just seemed like too much work. And I thought that was it. Like, I'm lazy. I smoke pot. Maybe I'm just like a lazy pothead who doesn't have attention span for sex. That's what I always thought. And no, that wasn't it.
Joe,
so when you came to now, the baby came 2 years after. Did you go that? We kind of talked about it on the show. I don't know if you've listened to this episode yet, but we wondered if it was IVF or did you go regular with it?
We did it all natural. And I guess I left out pretty big information. Like, this all happened 3 months before our wedding. So we were like, all right, this is a game time decision. Like, we got to decide, like, can we do this? Is this worth it? Are we fooling ourselves? And we're like, no, like, this changes nothing. Like, our sex life has never been good. That's not why we're together. So, like, this isn't going to change anything else. I'm still the same guy. You're still the same girl. Like, it's not like I'm changing my personality at all.
Yeah.
Now, were there
yeah, that sounds great.
Was it partly even a little bit influenced by like, look, we don't want to tell the whole family, let's just do this? Was it even a little bit influenced by like, look, we got a lot of money invested in this.
Yeah,
like,
we don't financial. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to go through the headache.
Well,
let's just.
We did make the joke like, hey, let's go through the wedding, and if it doesn't work, we can split all the money down the middle and go our own ways. But there was no like familial pressure. There was no religion involved. We just didn't want to break up, and we decided like, let's still do this. We're best friends. Like, this is gonna work.
I said that like I feel like mixing sex with your spouse is almost the problem, which sounds so silly, but it's like we like sex and that aspect of relationships can cause so many problems with like jealousy and desire and all that shit, and it gets in the way of everything you just described. My personality and like my kid, like my love for her, and we could raise kids together. So in a weird way, you guys just took out the thing that can cause a lot of complication, and now you get to focus on, the shit that really matters. That's why I think you changed the world.
We actually have a little term together. It's called no sexpectations, because before when we thought I was straight, we're going to have sex. You almost expect it to be good, but it's never going to be good. So obviously that's going to take a toll on your psyche. So now we're like,
right,
there's no sexpectations anymore. Like, I don't have to perform. I don't have to be this alpha male and woo you off your feet. I'm just your best friend, your husband.
It's like we say when you go out to dinner and you drink instead of having sex. You know,
Right.
you're, like, she's having a bunch of shots. I'm having shots. She knows I'm not going to be able to get hard. There's no sex expectations. What we're going to do tonight is just have a good old fashioned like party. We're going to have a good time. And that's when you have the most fun, right?
Those are the most
and
fun
that's
nights.
that's what Joe did with his life, with his wife, you know?
Exactly.
It's brilliant. And it's like, I can't believe it took us this long. You know what's ruining marriages? Sex.
That's it. I would have guessed that before, Joe. Joe kind of opened my eyes to it, almost like like his wife opened his eyes to being gay, where it's like sex just ruins everything. And
Bro.
I've always known, but it's even more clear now.
Sex expectations was a huge problem with me. Joe was getting more laid than I was in my marriage, and he's gay. So it definitely is an issue. And I think usually it results in a breakup or blaming or whatever. And you guys were just like kind of mature enough and in love, like true love enough to be like, well, fuck it. Let's just keep doing all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
I can actually honestly say we have been happier than ever since the day I realized.
does not surprise me. I think that you guys, you're probably the happiest couple I know, probably the happiest couple on the fucking planet because everyone else is caught up in the bullshit. But your question was a bit troubling. Was that more for maybe entertainment's sake, or were you actually like,
I'm not gonna lie. That was just, I felt like I'm not just gonna like ask for advice in the situation. I gotta Barstool this up.
Okay, all right, yeah, and I appreciate that
Bang my girl.
because it is a funny kind of hypothetical, and we've had a couple good conversations.
I was going to get noticed if I didn't throw that question on again. So
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of like a
I
cherry
talked
on
about it today with Jared on CCK, and it opens up the door to conversation of like, what's guy code? Could you hook up with a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend, a sister, all that shit? So I do appreciate that, but there wasn't. You're not actually worried about your friends banging your wife? Okay,
I
good.
mean, I'm not worried about it, and if it did happen, I would be like, awesome. Like,
Now,
like you guys
See, I actually-
made the point on the podcast, like your friend's gonna take the most care of her.
yeah.
I think at first I think I said I wouldn't do it, and the more I've thought about it, I think I probably would, because like there are always in a friend group, there's always like a different smattering of girlfriends and wives and stuff like that, and there's some who are just like they're fine, they're there, and then there's some who you really hit it off with, who you have like great chemistry with, and in the back of your mind you're always like, I wonder if we would have worked,
Right.
and if it's like
Definitely.
well, hey, if you want to take a spin, like you can. Like
I'm not gonna.
I'm not interested. I'd be like, well, oh,
Yeah.
now I guess maybe.
Is there any
But
friends
it's
like
almost
that?
like getting approval is weird. Where it's like
No.
I don't want to have to ask
Well,
permission.
okay, so if there was a guy, would you? I had the conversation with Jared today. Like, do you ask for permission? Do you hide it until you can't anymore? Would you want somebody to come up to you and say, like, I think I might have feelings for your wife, or which is crazy. I think it might be good together. Or what if they came to you and said, like, we've kind of been talking already for a month, or maybe we've even hooked up and we think we might like each other. Is this okay with you? Is there any, where's your level of like betrayal on this?
Well, no, I wouldn't be betrayed at all, to be honest, because you have to be realistic with the situation. Yes, we are, I would say, madly in love, and the plan is to stay together forever. But, like, at the same time, if something happens like that, you can't blame her. Like, if she found a guy who can have sex with her and do what I can, like, I'd almost feel like, hey, if you want to, go ahead. If it's a friend of mine, I wouldn't care either. Like, you have to be realistic with the situation. I would obviously love
your plan is
for us to stay together forever, but
your plan is to stay together forever and then just get sex from outside people.
exactly. You know, she's out with girlfriends and a guy hits on her, and she can go home with him. I don't care. I'll find out tomorrow.
What about if, I guess it would be rare, like you guys wouldn't be out to dinner and some guy comes up and hits on her because people would assume that you're like together. But like, is there any, are there any rules, like ground rules for anybody out there trying to experiment with this?
The ground rules we have is like no birthdays, no holidays. Spend those together with the family. Other than that, like I'll say we're up together and some hot guy comes up and hits on her and she's like, hey, like, you mind? I'll be like, no, by all means, like he's hot, go for it.
You're like, well, the only problem is I want to fuck him.
Yeah, it's like how long? Like find out if he's bi first. Maybe we both can go home with them.
Would there ever be a thrisome on the table?
Oh, it's definitely on the table. We have not done it yet, but it's on the table.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
It's very on the table.
What's mine is yours, right? Don't you have to share everything?
Yeah, we're a family now. And I mean, but if, like you said, let's be realistic. Like people do catch feelings. It's very hard to just keep it physical.
Yeah, our number one rule is openness. Like, if you happen to catch feelings, tell me about it. I'm not gonna be mad. I might even like encourage you to explore them. Like,
but also, this is possible for you too,
right? You keep talking about her, man. I feel like you're a very selfless guy. I think you got to think about, you might find the guy who sweeps you off your feet. You've been, torturing yourself for 15 whatever years. How long? You deserve to maybe find the guy who fits for you.
Well, honestly, that's what she's worried that I'm going to be the one to catch feelings. I'm like, nah, I don't care enough to catch feelings. I've already used all my feelings on you.
That's
very
sweet.
So fucking romantic, man. You are a great guy, but what if?
No fights, but I am romantic.
Is there any chance that like you would maybe get divorced and like under good terms though? It's like, I'm gonna marry this guy, you're gonna marry this girl, this other guy. We'll have like step parent situations and be like one.
We've always, like, we're not afraid to talk about this. And we've always said, if that happens, a small chance it happens, honestly, we'd be okay, like, living on the same street, like, being best of friends, like, just down the block so I can see my kid every day.
Oh, that's my dream, man.
You fucking changed the game.
I know.
Every morning, like, I wouldn't care. That'd be great. I mean, obviously, I would love for us to stay together, but we don't ignore that part of it.
That's my dream, dude. I'm, like, hoping to come into a little bit of money in the next few years, and I keep thinking to myself, like, what if I just get, like, a couple houses on the same block, and, like, her and her boyfriend or new husband can live there and I can live here, and like we can just like play in the backyard. I can see them from my house, but we have separation, but we can all be together. And it sounds like kind of crazy given the way we all grew up. How old are you, Joe?
I'm 28.
Yeah, so we're all like in the same ballpark, and that's just like how we that we're raised to think that's weird, but it's like, but maybe it's fucking awesome. Maybe that would be a cool way to do it, where everyone's happy, but also still in each other's lives, and you're getting all the important parts from people.
Yeah, there's no, like, real one-size-fits-all for a family anyway.
Yeah.
Takes a village, right? Might as well just fucking build a village with all the people I know.
Your
and
own
trust.
village, yeah. It kind of is corny to come back. It all boils down to communication. It's just like, well, we'll talk about, if you fall in love with somebody, we'll talk about it. If I was gay and I talked about it, you find someone else, we'll talk about it. If we want to get a divorce, we'll talk about it. Is there any trepidation with telling your kid one day, or no?
We're still on the fence with that. I mean, obviously he's just one now, so we're not gonna
never
be
worry
talking anytime soon. But you never know, because what if it's like the point? Because we're not against like it getting to the point where like we have side relationships. Like we might both have a boyfriend. It's not going to be like a future relationship type thing. But like a guy might be over at the house all the time. Like we're not sure if he's just going to be Uncle Jerry, or is he going to be mom or dad's boyfriend?
Yeah, I mean, I do think though. The key in those situations is just like making sure everybody is communicated with well and feels loved and all that stuff. And I feel like you guys are like the gold star example, like banner of it. So I think like no matter what you decide to do, you guys will probably handle it the right way. Because I mean, you know when people call like like celebrity couples mom and dad. Joe and his wife are like mom and dad to me. Like they are. You guys are fucking incredible, man. You're everybody's inspiration.
I don't want to fangirl much here, but hearing you guys support it actually made my day.
No,
Dude, hearing the idea of it made my day.
I'm like, the wheels are spinning. I'm like, maybe I'll just say that I was gay and I'll do this too because it sounds amazing. Let me ask you one more question. I don't want to pry too much because I feel like I'm just asking you all these personal questions. But I've never talked to somebody who was in the closet and trying to be straight. That just wrapping my mind around that is crazy to me. And it sounds like, there were times where you struggled with it and weren't able to do it. But other times you just kind of like, you close your eyes and pretend, or your body, your mind just kind of like blocks it out and gets the job done. That to me is so hard to.
Like, you have to go to a completely different place. You can't focus on what's actually happening, or else obviously it's going to be a distraction. So it's kind of like, just do this and get through it, type thing. And like it's not like
that's fucking hard, man. And I don't mean like just doing that. I mean like that's hard on your psyche and stuff like that. I imagine
it wasn't hard, and that was the problem.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it objectively kind of feels good, though, right?
Yeah, no, it kind of does. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I just get.
Well, we said this on the podcast. I'm like, it has to feel good, and then it's like, well, then why don't you just go bang a dude, Kevin? It feels good. It's not really how it works, man. It's crazy how mental it is.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't the hardest thing. But like I said, for 12 years, I wasn't like, I didn't know of gays. I wasn't like thinking of guys. I was just like, all right, this is like just another form of jerking off, I guess.
Yeah, interesting. Right.
Into this, let's got to do it, and hopefully I finish.
Amazing, man. You and your wife are literally, like I said, not even exaggerating, an inspiration, motivation for people to do it the right way. As a divorce guy, like I wish I handled a lot of things the way you guys did with communication and everything. So I really feel like for people going through relationship issues or sexuality issues or family issues, you guys are legitimately like a very good example for I think how people should handle their stuff.
Thank you, man. It means a lot to hear. I still am in shock this whole thing has gotten to this level, to be honest.
It is. I did feel bad because it obviously has gotten a lot of attention on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. And I think one of your lines in the voicemail was like, we're hoping to tell all our close friends, which is 14 to 20 people by the end of the year, I think. And I was like, I
forgot. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
I think they might know.
Yeah, well, here's the easiest way. Just send this podcast to them.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, we're not trying to hide it, so whatever,
Well, thanks for the time. Thanks for the voicemail. Appreciate it, and good luck with everything, man.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for calling me. This is crazy still. I'm still in shock kind of, but...
Don't be a stranger, man.
Joe will be in touch.
Yeah, you might have to be like, we'll consult you. Like, what do you think of this? How should they handle that? You got the right stuff, man. Thanks a lot.
Text me anytime, guys. If you need gay advice, I got you.
Have a good one, Joe.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. I mean, I gush over that dude, but I can't get enough.
He's
of
a
him.
man.
Yeah,
he's a man. I might want to be gay with Joe.
Seriously, you're looking for love? Like, so am I. Let's go.
I'll fucking cut the blue wire. We'll see what happens.
That is such a apt. I mean, that guy, he is looking at some dude's butt, and he's looking like, do I put it in or not? Do I cut the green wire or the blue wire? And there's a chance this blows up, or there's a chance you get that and nothing happens and it's good.
There's a chance you call your wife like, you were wrong. I am straight. I am super straight. It is just the ED. That's it.
Should have gone to Roman instead of trying to fuck this guy. Crazy. All right, let's do one more voicemail and then we'll go to our interview with Kal Penn.
KFC, Spice, BC, Nick, Jackie, sup? So fights, it's sad boy season, as you mentioned, and for me it is big time. I lost something very near and dear to my heart, something that's very sentimentally valuable to me. You're going to make fun of it. You're going to probably say I'm whatever, but lost my favorite water bottle the other day. Nalgene I've had for a couple of years, longer than any relationship I've ever been in. Got all my favorite stickers, got some cool memories with it. Lost it, and it's honestly kind of fucked me up for the past couple days. So I guess my question is, what kind of dumb little knick-knack possessions do you have that if you lost would really actually kind of fuck you up? Not like a phone, wallet, anything like that, because that's kind of obvious, but what kind of little stuff do you guys have that would really fuck you up if you lost it?
I mean, I can't get up for this water bottle thing.
Look, I get people have connections to things that I don't understand.
That's not one.
But a water bottle is a real stunner.
I mean, come on.
I get this. The stickers is a little different.
All right.
First of all, I actually was thinking he just meant water bottle.
Yeah.
Because I have favorite water bottles.
You fill up.
I feel like everyone does, and like
I actually really like the body armor ones.
Body Armor's a great water bottle.
It's a great
it's
opening, like the right
it's like
size.
A Gatorade size,
yeah,
rather than a little tiny one.
There's
right?
no glug glug glug,
Yeah.
but it's also not huge. It's perfect.
Yeah. So I actually would have been more surprised by that. But I get stickers because there's kind of something where you're like, this shows where I've been every day.
But if you came to me like looking for sympathy, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face,
the
man.
thing is, like, I can't answer this question because I wouldn't come looking for sympathy for anything. I still am tripping over my tongue because I bit it yesterday and it's a little swollen.
You got
and
a fat tongue in your fat mouth.
It's so goddamn annoying. But I've had a few things in my life that I thought I had a great sentimental connection to.
And you lost them.
And then I lost it. I was like, I don't really give a shit. Like
the thought is worse than the, in a lot of things in life. The worry or like the potential is way worse than the actual.
I do have one shirt that
I was gonna say, to me, hoodies and I definitely have things that like that clothing would be it for me.
But it's not mine. It's my buddy who passed away. It's his shirt, and it's like he got it for running the Boston Marathon, and then like the Boston Marathon happened like the year before he passed, and it's like, I'm sorry, not the year before, 2 years after. got that messed up. But whatever. But like, it's like his shirt. It kind of has like a connection to Boston for me.
Sure.
And
I was talking about like a hoodie that's soft that fits me well. But fuck you and your sentimental story.
But like,
really showing me up.
I mean, that's my favorite shirt. I wear it pretty often, and it's more like, I don't know if I lost. I guess that's my answer. But if I lost it, I'd probably be like, fuck, I lost that. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And then that would probably be it. But there's like, I've had like autographed things and like knickknacks from like grandparents and stuff like that. And I'm like, where'd those cufflinks go?
I don't know. Fuck them.
Yeah, they were blue cufflinks.
I had a cup, like a mug, several of them, that like really perfect mug. We've talked about having a favorite cup that just got lost in like a move or wherever, lost in transit. That, you know, I wish I had them back, but it's not like I lose sleep over them.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think the cup's less serious than the Nalgene because the Nalgene has the stickers. Stickers, I think, tell a cool story. It's almost
The
like
cup,
tattoos
though,
for
you know, when you have
inanimate objects.
When you have like the right cup and you can't replace it, the right size, the right handle, the right grip, fuck your stickers.
But you can find another cup.
Not the same one.
But you can find a similar
I can
grip.
get you more stickers.
Yeah, but like we have to go on journeys together. So I guess it's
fuck off.
No, I'll
order them on Amazon.
I like the memories.
What
of
if
a
I ordered
sticker.
you the same stickers?
Nah, because that Nalgene hasn't been there.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I'm serious. That's just posing.
Fuck
You
you.
can't pose. You get stickers when you're at a place, and then you're like, all right, here's somewhere we went.
I hate your guts.
No.
Like, all right, I get that, but like, then I can replace the sticker, and it's not the one that was in the gift shop that you bought it from, but you still have that.
No, I'd
memory.
actually be excited to start my new water bottle journey, but I wouldn't want to give that.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill this water bottle up, and I'm gonna waterboard with you with it, and then I'm gonna shove it down your throat. You jerk.
I think it's like I said, they're tattoos for inanimate objects. It's kind of like they tell a story. It's like, oh, where we been? Oh, this is like, what's that mean? How was that trip? It's basically it's a cheat sheet for stories.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that time
you're
that
like,
I was,
oh man, I gotta tell you about this
the
time.
drug dealer in
we were fucking
yeah.
Whiteface Mountain, and fucking
Right.
so and so got a concussion, and they had to carry him down the mountain.
Right,
This and that.
right.
That's a good story. It's just like something you maybe forget to tell, and then it's just like, oh yeah,
A little reminder.
Yeah.
I bet you a lot of people would answer like you have like pictures and shit on your phone, and then you lose your phone or break your phone, and you can't get those anymore.
I don't have pictures on my phone.
You what?
I don't have pictures on my phone.
Yeah, I'm not huge on that, but I don't know. Listen, I lost. Bless you. I lost.
I got a lot of screenshots.
Yeah, I lost old nudes that I wish I still had. I don't know. That's the only thing you really can't like get back. Sometimes I have pictures of like my kids and stuff that like I like wiped my phone and didn't back up, or thought I backed up and I didn't. But I can't. The thing is, I can't remember them. It's like I know I had like a slew of pictures there that if I saw them again, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
But I can't really remember what they were, so I don't even know what I lost. So fuck it, keep it moving. But I bet you some people would say that pictures on their phone. Let us know. What's your sentimental object that you lost? Tweet us at KFC Radio. And now let's get into our interview with Kal Penn. He's got a new show coming out about voting and
just
politics.
the man.
He is a
Love
fucking
Kal.
impressive dude. The only more impressive person in the world than him is Joe. But other than that, Kal Penn, great dude, funny cat, super smart. And now I would call him a friend of the program. So let's get into it with Kal Penn. All right, we do this every time. We judge people's backgrounds of their Zoom, and you have a very classy one. This is good. This is an A+.
Mine is unfair. I'm on a set.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say this is like a hell. All right, yeah, okay.
But
Usually,
I almost didn't tell you because I was like, yeah,
you could have gone with it.
Dumpy apartment. It's like to see. Yeah, I could have gone with it.
Like, look at this guy. He just has pictures of like Native Americans in the background. Normally, wow, this guy's the real deal.
Look, you got the whole shebang up there. Really, the history of America.
He did. I mean, I did help curate with the set designer because we just wanted like a snapshot of the history of America.
Yeah, no, I mean it works for sure. It definitely puts the right vibe out there.
Also, so we're shooting this in Toronto, where I'm in Toronto for another project, the show called Clarice for CBS. But Canada has a 14-day mandatory quarantine that they actually monitor, like they check in with you and make sure you're not leaving.
Stunning, shocking. They actually do shit.
Yeah. So when we were trying to plan this show, we're like, it's a 6-episode show. We can't rent studio space because I'm not allowed to go to the studio. I'm not allowed to leave. So the company was like, I guess we're just going to have to rent a house that we build a studio in.
Wow.
Okay, so the reason I'm at this desk is it's the desk I use on the show, but it's also the only desk in this house they rented.
Listen, that's got to be a good sign though that they're taking the project seriously. If they're willing to go to these lengths, we'll get you a house, we'll build you a set, the whole nine.
Yeah. No, they've been great to work with. I mean, it's an uplifting, show.
Well, is it, Cal? I've got a bone to pick with you. I've had one contentious interview my whole career. It was with Kathy Griffin. And
Sure.
right. Okay. I said to him, because nowadays podcasts, you usually just do shows with people you like and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it rarely is contentious. I would actually like it to be a little more like that these days. But I said, listen, I got some things to say to Kathy Griffin, and it's probably going to go south. It did. Whatever. But
Kathy Griffin was flabbergasted that the Secret Service contacted her after she held up Trump's bloody head. I was like, yeah, but you get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what they do.
You reap what you sow a little bit.
Can I tell you my Kathy Griffin story?
Please, go ahead.
So, this was probably 10 years ago. I was on my way to work. I can't remember what I was shooting. Maybe the show called We Are Men with Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm on my way to the studio in LA, and there's this beautiful dog that's walking down the street. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm waiting to turn the corner and see the person walking the dog, and there's no person. So then I turn around and I'm like, well, I got to help this dog. So I stay with the dog. And then I was like, but I got to go to work. So I go back home with this dog.
You took the dog?
I look around. There was nobody around. I'm already late. I put the dog in the backyard. I come back 4 hours later. It was a short day. And there's no collar on this dog. And then I take pictures. I put up signs all over the neighborhood. Found dog. There's no microchip on the dog. And then finally, as I'm petting this amazing friendly dog, we realized there is a collar. The collar is underneath the fur, and there's a phone number, and there's the name. I don't remember the name of the dog, but I called the number, and this dude picks up, and I was like, hey, did you lose a dog named whatever? And he's like, no. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you did, bud. Yeah, you did.
And then he goes, can you describe the dog? And I was like, no, because if this is not your dog, I'm not going to take this fucking dog away. So he describes the dog, and I was like, okay, but that's not the dog's name. He goes, no, it is. Where do you live? I was like, no, I'm going to put him in the street. So I meet him on the street, around the corner from where I was staying, and he goes, oh shit, Kal Penn. I was like, yeah. How you doing? And clearly the dog knew him. And he goes, so here's the deal. This is Kathy Griffin's dog. And I was like, what? It's and the dog is featured prominently on her reality show. So they have a fake dog tag, with a real phone number, but they don't want anybody to steal the dog. But the dog got out because the gate was open or something. So he's like, can I get a picture of you with the dog? And I was like, sure, why not? So I take a picture with this adorable dog. 10 minutes later, my Twitter is blowing up. And I was like, oh no, did I say something stupid again? What happened? And it's all of this. Kathy had tweeted the picture and was like, thank you, Kal Penn, for finding my dog. And I had never seen so much love. Her fans are so diehard. Oh, yeah. To your point, you either love her or hate her. Mm-hmm. Her fans are so diehard. I've never seen that much love on my Twitter page. What a handsome man finding that dog. I was like, thank you. I literally did nothing, but thank you. I'll take it.
Your face in this is so perfect with that story. You're like, what are we doing here? You're so clearly confused.
I didn't totally believe him, right? He didn't know the dog's name.
Oh man!
So yes, I feel you on that.
Yeah, it's Kathy Griffin. She's a legend for a reason. But the reason why I think it's going to get contentious here is because you're doing Kal Penn approves this message, which is trying to get Gen Z and millennials to vote, and I don't think they should vote, Cal. I think that I said today that 400 to 600 people total should be allowed to vote.
Who are they?
I don't know. Just the smartest, most educated, informed 600 people in the country, not even close to the amount of people that we do let vote. And you bringing more people in is part of the problem.
Okay, then we disagree. There's historic precedent for what you're talking about, because you used to have to be what? You used to have to be a dude, white, wealthy, own land.
Well, I didn't say all that, okay? I just said smart.
Going for landowners, that's going to be almost none of us in New York or LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, I get what you're getting at is that we just don't trust each other anymore.
Right.
True.
Right.
Are you very nervous about this? Because this is quite an undertaking. Mm-hmm. Puff Daddy took on this one time, and he threatened to kill us, and it didn't work. So
Wait, it didn't work that he didn't kill you, or that he didn't the threat.
well, just vote or die, and everyone was like, "I'll take my chances with die."
And then Puffy did vote or die, and then like a week later, after the election, it came out that he didn't even vote. I was like, Puff, come on, man, you at least got to go cast the ballot.
No, this is a little different. So I've been approached a couple of times to do shows like this. We're like, hey, there's this political show we have. Can you host it? And I'm not really a fan of like the yelling and screaming kind of political shows.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't find them enjoyable, but also that's not who I am.
Right.
So I always said no, and then my writing partner and I, this guy Raman Borsellino, we were like, well, what would we want to make if we had the chance to make it? We're like, well, we like Daily Show, but it's cynical, right? So like, what if you did? And I love watching it, but like, what if you did a less cynical Daily Show? So instead of reacting to things, what if it was issue specific? Sort of like, do you know the show CBS Sunday Morning? It's probably like Grandpa watches.
Oh yeah,
I like this show a lot.
Yeah. It's very soothing, and they got that little like sun logo, right? And it comes back from break with the music. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's soothing.
Yeah.
So you watch it, and you're like, you feel nice. You're like hungover. It's 9:30 on Sunday. It's just on, and you like actually are soothed in addition to your Tylenol and your whatever you're eating. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that related to leading up to an election. So in an ideal world, it's like, if it does well, then we can do this for years, and it has nothing to do with an election. So each episode's about a specific issue. So the first episode airs on National Voter Registration Day, the 22nd, 10:30 at night. Like, what should the episode be about? It should be about the history of voting. And you used to have to be 21 to vote, and it dropped to 18 in 1971 with the 26th Amendment. But the reason it finally dropped to 18 in 1971 was after World War II, all these veterans were coming back going, I just almost died for my country, or my friends died
vote. Yeah.
Freedom, and I'm not even allowed to vote at 18. That's bullshit. And it took that long up until 1971 to get the right to vote for 18-year-olds. So our episodes are things like that. And like episode 2 is about higher ed, basically, right? And everybody has done episodes on student debt and for-profit colleges, things like that. So we have no interest in that. Instead, we're talking about like, okay, trade school, really valuable. Not everybody goes to college. Some people go into the military. Some people go straight to the workforce. Some people go to trade school. So like, what are the benefits of trade school? What are the benefits of four-year college? But more importantly, how do they combine for innovation? So there's the biggest threat for young people is automation. It's like all of these, the AI and computers and manufacturing, it's not just going overseas. It's just machines that are doing those jobs. So like we can yell and scream about whether, colleges are only for the elite and whether trade schools are only for, working class folks on the right. And it's like, that's the wrong conversation. The conversation is like, who is doing something about automation and how is it going to benefit my 15-year-old cousin? Like, should my 15-year-old cousin go to trade school for something in particular? Should she major in philosophy? Probably not. Like, what's the right thing to do? So that episode is about how we as Americans are going to compete against China and India and Brazil with something like automation through the context of what do I do after high school? Like, what's the best thing for me to do? So again, it's like, it's not really about any person that you should vote for. It's about like, hey, you should think
novel idea. Like, it's not about like which asshole you're going to pick. It's about actually what's going on,
I don't like the yelling and screaming. So I'm like, how do we do this and make it a thing that doesn't talk down to someone?
Where do you fall on that issue, by the way? I feel like it's kind of coming back around. Like, I feel like learning a trade is actually really valuable now, and like a typical college education is like flush it down the toilet.
I had a trade high school, or a what do you call them? Vocational high school in my hometown, and I remember when kids like who I grew up with and went to middle school with and elementary school with, when they went, it was kind of like, dude, you're going to learn how to be a plumber.
Yeah.
And then
that plumber's
I was
right
going
now.
on my third college, and he's like, yeah, I make $160,000 a year, bro. I was like, wait, what?
Exactly.
You make what?
Honestly, I hope my kid's a plumber.
We touch on that a little bit, where it's like, we want to acknowledge that like there's this I think the episode we're using, if we can get the rights to it, is Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, like the beef that they had.
Yeah.
And how like there's this totally manufactured beef between people who are going to trade school and people who are going to college. It's like, why do we think that way?
Right.
And then we're going to cut to the Cardi. What I really want to do is get a clip of Cardi B saying, fuck you, Cal. The beef that she had with Nicki, and then it just cuts to like, fuck you, Cal. And then we go, fuck.
Well, but it does make sense to me, because it's like if you're going to pay it for college, either your parents or your loans or whatever, you want that shit to be good and real and the right way to do it, and you want to feel like fancy about it. And so you're going to kind of flaunt that to the vocational school person, because the one thing they don't have is that, elite status, but then they're going to flaunt their practicality and their paycheck in your face. So it's like, I get why there is that beef, but it's still stupid.
It's stupid. And it's also like, how do you have that conversation in the right way, right? Like, some of these jobs are obviously going to be gone in the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good enough for people who do public policy to be like, the sad reality is your job is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to account for what's going to happen to that person's livelihood, and then B, like, what are their kids going to do? It's not good enough to be like, it's not my problem because it's not going to happen over the next 4 years. So we talk about that too. A lot of that stuff happens at the local and state level. It's not just about who we're voting for president. It's like, who's on the city council.
That I honestly think is probably a more important crusade, if I can speak from a total place of ignorance. But like, I genuinely do sometimes feel like if you live in a certain state that goes a certain way, that like a lot of times your vote, I know it counts, but yes, like it kind of doesn't. But voting for like local people that are actually probably going to affect your day-to-day life, it's like I don't even think about, my local this and that. I don't even know them. I don't consider it,
I mean, look, it does count overall. The Bush Gore election was what, 500 something votes, right? So obviously, if you're in a battleground state, your vote is weighted more than it is if you're in a place like New York or Alabama. But even places like New York, Alabama, like if you're a conservative who's voting in New York City, and if you're a progressive voting in Alabama, it matters, because even if your candidate isn't going to win the electoral votes from your state, the other people who are running in your state for different offices have to take into account, like, oh shit, 48% of these people have jumped over here when it used to be 30. Right. So like they have to take that into account when they're planning their public policy. So it's not that the vote is wasted. And I think that's something we don't think about a lot. It's like, oh, my vote doesn't matter to elect the president. It's like, it kind of does matter with everything that happens from that point on anyway.
Well, honestly, just that right there is a piece of information I never really thought
Makes
about.
a lot of sense, Cal.
Already good job. It turns out you know what you're talking about, Cal. All right.
Do I get a Secret Service visit, though?
What do you think about this Joe Rogan thing going on? Have you caught up with this?
No, I've been. Here's what I've been doing. I've been reading the.
Right, you've been in Canada too, so you don't know what's going on down here.
Yeah.
Turned on my nerdy the NPR app this morning and like was making breakfast and listening to their top 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, the fires have spread. That's really bad.
Yep.
It's not good.
But what's the Joe Rogan?
So it's always kind of like been bubbling on the internet for years now that people think Joe Rogan would be a good debate moderator. And then he spoke about it again on his podcast. And then he said he was like, fuck it, I'd love to do it. Like me, Biden, Trump in a room, nobody else, 4 hours, 2 cameras, and I'll go to town on him. And then Donald Trump like quote tweeted it and was like, I'm down. So all we need now is Joe Biden to get involved. But what do you think about, obviously it's a little bit far-fetched, but also there's some validity to like, what about having a more normal person kind of get in the mix? If you can even call Joe Rogan that, but he's not a lifelong politician. He's not, on the take, all those kind of things.
I'm still stuck on like 4 hours.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing they need too. That's what Rogan does. His podcasts are insane. But 4 hours, neither of them are going to stay awake the whole time.
No, they might not stay alive the whole time.
Think about all of the things that I do over the course of 4 hours. And it's like a lot of stuff, or it's nothing. But if it's nothing, if I'm just sitting there, then it's like, I don't want to talk to anybody for 4 hours. Okay. But your question is like, yeah, I think the reason that appeals to so many people is that people identify with Joe Rogan. There's like a way that he speaks and a way that people identify with him that's different from like an announcer or somebody who's like, if it's Fox or MSNBC, there's obviously a slant there, and playing that game as opposed to somebody or a group of people even who people feel like are more conversational. I think it's an interesting idea. I think that's like with politics overall though, right? Like the idea of picking up your phone and tweeting something nasty feels so good sometimes.
Oh, the best.
It's not how the government works. Like government purposely has 3 branches and bills move through, and you have to get consensus, and then the Supreme Court can block or approve certain things, and all of that is very slow and can take decades on purpose. Like that's literally how it works. But now we're in this digital age for the last 15 years and nothing else has caught up. So that debate thing is an interesting format, right? Like,
Or at
why
least
should
maybe you can still do the traditional ones, but why not do an alternative one?
Right, and whether it's Joe Rogan or not, I think the point is a good one that like we should find a way to mix it up a little bit.
I think you'd be good at it.
I don't know if I'd be good at it, but I'm stuck on like I don't have the attention span from more than a 15-second Insta story.
Yeah.
I'm through them.
I don't even have that.
15
Cal.
whole seconds.
I don't-
Cal. What are you,
I
crazy?
don't have 15. I always just say my phone is just my thumb's treadmill. Like, I'm not actually reading anything. I'm not actually watching anything. It's an exercise in tapping, and I'm great at it.
Our show's 21 minutes for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a
Well,
long time.
I just watched The Social Dilemma last night on Netflix, though, just talking about how like the world and humanity is pretty much completely fucked because of technology and social media and the digital age. And when you really lay it all out like that documentary did, I mean, for all I know, that documentary is another piece of propaganda. But boy, it was scary. It was like, oh boy, we're in a lot of trouble.
I know it's very scary. And how about this? So as I was walking out of my apartment this morning, my girlfriend was watching Paris Hilton's documentary. And the last line I heard as we walked out was she's like, everything that you're seeing on social media is like something I started. And then she kind of paused and she goes, and sometimes I'm just really scared I created a monster. And I was like, we're going to hell in a handbasket, and it's Paris Hilton's fault, and she feels bad about it.
She knows it. It's bad that Paris has the awareness to know, like, yep, I did it, and it was me. Wow. What a line.
So I gotta get the hell out of here.
We're going to Canada.
I'm going to work at my social media company. I'll see you later.
Is it bad that makes me want to watch it?
Yeah. It was the other great line was her sister, who never does interviews or anything like that. Is like, I've turned these down my whole life, and I just felt like it wouldn't be authentic if I wasn't here. Because Paris, like, she's very glamorous, but really behind closed doors, she likes to just lay on the couch and eat leftovers and play with her dogs. She's like basically Homer Simpson. And I was like, I don't think you know who Homer Simpson is.
That was a hotel heiress trying to be relatable. You know, like, what's the show you guys watch? Yeah, but it is weird because it's like you're gonna do this show on Freeform, but obviously the internet and social media is like such a powerful tool. But it's also like the horse is out of the barn. It's pretty much uncontrollable and unregulated, and it's going to ruin humanity as we know it.
But that's also what they want you to think, right?
Oh,
like,
okay. Let's get the tinfoil hats. Let's go.
I mean, for real, it's of course very scary, and it's scary if we don't do anything about it. It's this idea of like look at artificial intelligence, right? If we're not gonna, you have big companies that are doing. I did this show for Amazon last year called "This Giant Beast That Is the Global Economy." We had one episode on AI. I didn't know very much about it, but I was like, this seems like a decidedly bad idea with some really good qualities in it. Like, if it can cure cancer, great. But if it's going to take everybody's jobs and take over, then no. But all of the companies that are making AI are like, yeah, I mean, it's up to the government to make sure that it's properly regulated. I'm like, okay, but your company is lobbying the government to not regulate it.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that you got your PhD in computer science and you think that that's the right thing, but literally your employer is funding that disinformation. So I think, but that's why, like, if you look at everything, voter suppression, I don't care where it happens. I don't care if it's like a Democratic primary and they're trying to suppress the vote, or if it's Republicans versus Democrats, whatever it is. The reason that shit happens is that they're scared of what happens if more of us vote.
Right.
Because if more of us vote, they're going to have to do something. The only way these people keep their jobs, whether they're on the left or the right, is by doing things that we want.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not policy experts. So if we're like, hey, I don't like this one thing, you have to come up with a solution. It's like, that's their job.
Mm-hmm.
They then need to come up with that solution. And I just think they do everything they can to sometimes make you feel like, oh, it doesn't matter. And yeah, maybe my vote doesn't make a difference. Or like, we're too far gone. The shit's done. I'm just going to make as much money as possible and die. It's like, well, you should do that. Make as much money as possible. Sure. But like, there is a role that we have to play. Don't be resigned yet.
There's a guy in that documentary from Google, and he was talking about like how he was addicted to Gmail.
In the Paris Hilton documentary?
Oh, no, in the social dilemma. Yeah. And he was like, so I like went to work the next day at Google, and he said, like, why isn't anyone trying to stop this from being so addictive? And I was like, I don't think that's what they're gonna do,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
I don't think Google is gonna try to make Gmail less addictive.
How are you addicted to email, by the way? That's crazy.
I was like, you are a loser, dude. I'm addicted to TikTok short. Gmail, you're a loser. Give me a break.
Do you think, though, like we kind of started, you were talking about how it took 30 years, give or take, to get the voting age raised so people who fought Nazis can vote. Do you think like we're even capable, like as the government is set up, of keeping up with technology?
Yeah, I think so. I think you just have to go with people who actually know what they're talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Did you see those? You see the Zuckerberg hearings?
I was gonna say, like, you watch the Senate hearings, you're like,
Yes.
weird. I mean,
It's like, sir, I don't work for that company.
It depends on who we're electing and really who those people have on staff, right?
Right.
So I do think there's hope to do it, but you have to elect people who actually know what they're talking
How about why can't we put an age cap on some of these positions?
I don't want to tease our first episode
Okay.
too much.
All right.
We'll talk about that.
Good. Because that's my number one thing right
When-
now.
when you say
35
Steve
sounds
King-
good. 75 is not so good.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. If you have to be, if you have to be 18 because your brain isn't developed enough yet, then can't you stop at 70?
right.
Absolutely. Right.
Brain is
100%.
not developed anymore.
All right, we're going to play a quick game with you here before we get you out of here. We have a game called Answer the Internet, which is all of our callers over the years and just questions that we found in the deep, dark corners of the internet. So Kal Penn answers the internet. Let him fly, Johnny.
If you were to have a role in the president's cabinet or government, what would it be, Kal Penn?
That the chef, dude, the pastry. 100%.
Good answer. Good answer. I like it.
Okay, if you could open a school of life to learn real life valuable things, what would you teach?
So this goes back to are these rapid fire or can I?
No. Take it
Please.
The thing you said about when we were talking about trade school versus college, like I would learn how to actually do things. Like if the shit goes down, what do I know how to do? I majored in sociology and film.
Right. No, but what like I always say, like there should have been a class on like what the fuck a mortgage is and how to pay it and like how your taxes are going to work and things like that. What specifically do you think we don't know how to do?
I'm always shocked at how few people know how to change a tire on their car.
It's a good one.
That's one I don't know how to do.
Yeah, I think I know how to, but if I had to do it, I've never had a flat tire.
I just
probably don't
know
think I could
for
do it.
sure I would put it in the wrong place and I'd end up like cranking it through the base.
Just
like,
rip through the
yeah,
the
like there's
bumper.
only one specific place you can put it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know where that place is.
Or you just drive on it because you're like, I can probably get there. It'll just
Or like step 1, call AAA. Step 2, wait.
Right.
You know.
The wait, what was I just gonna say? Oh, did you see that? I think the New York Post had an article fairly recently. Like, can you believe that millennials are taking classes to learn how to do basic home fixing upping or whatnot? You know, not like build a house, but just like I don't know, paint a room, so to speak. And I was like, yeah, because you canceled the home ec, guys.
Yeah, 'cause we don't know how to do it.
I don't know it. No one even considered teaching me any of these things.
I mean, where's the shame in that? I don't see any shame in that. I want to
It's
things.
crazy.
Millennials get the worst rap ever, and maybe I feel like Gen Z's kind of beloved because they're so silly.
Yeah, they are. With their renegading, they're dancing.
But millennials, first of all, we're like 40 years old
I know.
now. Like millennials get old. Millennials have like 3 kids and a 401k now, and it's like, oh, millennials killed cheeseburgers. Like I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, so you're just making the cheeseburger wrong.
Yeah.
You just need to.
It's not dead. We can just fix it again. Last one.
What's your closest near-death experience?
Oh man. So I'm allergic to nuts, like almonds and cashews and all that stuff.
What a pussy
So-
this guy
Such a
is.
millennial
Yeah,
move.
what? You killed the nut, man.
So I'm the guy who's at dinner with his friends, and I'm like, when we used to be able to do that, and I'm like, excuse me, waiter, just so you know, like I have I'm deathly allergic. to
It'll be like
almonds and
throat closed up, can't breathe, you dead,
Throat
EpiPen
closed
type
up,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always some person at the table who's like, oh yeah, also I'm gluten free. I'm like, no, you can't do that. That's not a real thing. Stop it. I'm like, it is a real thing. Before people blow up my shit, it is a real thing. You actually have celiac.
Right.
But unfortunately, the people who say that they are and aren't, it pisses off people who have celiac and people who have actual food intolerances and all that. And it's like, geez, man. So near-death experience for people who have celiac is like I'm allergic to nuts. I go to the hospital maybe once every 2 years because somebody doesn't know that it's in something. But it's like it's near death, but it's weird because I know that I probably have about 2 hours before I'm gonna die.
Dude,
And
that's
you can
not a
get
lot
the-
of time though. Like that means
No,
you
but
can't ever like go to the desert and eat something. You have to be
No,
like
I
near
can,
civilization
but
at all
I have to
times.
bring-
You have your pen.
I have to bring everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But going to the hospitals, like sometimes the doctors and nurses are like, "Oh my God, we need to get him, cc's, however many cc's of epinephrine," and they're scrambling around, and I'm like sort of enjoying it because I know they're about to save my life. Like I'm very calm. And then later they're like, "Why were you so calm?" And I was like, "I don't know. I mean, I figured I had another 45 minutes before."
That's a lot of time.
You guys were gonna figure it out, I figured.
I'm in a hospital. Shit.
We actually have one more. Okay. You're a 3-headed monster, and you need to select the other 2 heads. The first head is an idol of yours. The second head is a person you hate. Who are your 2 heads?
Oh man. Okay.
We can change hate to dislike too if it.
No, they're both going to be the same.
Ooh.
It's going to be Kermit the Frog on one side. So Kermit the Frog from Sesame Street on one side, and then Kermit the Frog from the Muppet Show on the other side.
Whoa.
Because that Kermit the Frog, the Muppet Show Kermit the Frog, did commercials for pistachios. And that shit will kill me, and I hate that. That Kermit the Frog sold out, so he can be on this side, and then the Sesame Street Kermit the Frog.
Yo, that Kermit the Frog sold out because he had a wife who was beating the crap out of
We're
him
talking
all
about
the time.
problematic. Miss Piggy. Cancel. Let's cancel Miss
Just
Piggy.
glamorizing domestic abuse.
That
Miss
was-
Piggy beating his bag up and down the street. He's like, I gotta go cut a check. She's gonna get mad at me again.
All right, Cal, we appreciate it, man. So it's called Kal Penn endorses this message. It's on Freeform. It's a 6
Approves this message.
Approves the message. It's a 6-week run leading up to the election. So it starts on what you said, the 22nd.
September 22nd, 10:30,
And
then
you've,
it's on.
you've already. Oh, it's on Hulu after that too. Beautiful. You've already. Honestly, I've already learned a lot.
Seriously.
So I'm very excited to watch the full series because in this brief half hour, you've opened my eyes to quite a few things.
I feel a
Calvin.
little less dumb because of you, Cal, and I hope that's what the show can do.
My big takeaway from our time together is the Paris Hilton documentary.
Yes. Yes. That's
So I
perfect.
appreciate that also. Yeah,
That's it. Like you brought us up a little bit and we brought you down to the gutter a little bit. It's perfect.
brought each other up together.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Cal. Have a good one, man.
Later.